Ja. Wat klit hulle? Geen kop.
Hoe ver is het op die Janie?
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest. Echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't wanna miss a beat. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
This morning I'm sharing the stage with guinea fowl, and quite a few of them, as you can see. They're sharing the stage with guinea fowl and barking dogs in a residential area here in Somerset West.
I'm saying bye to all the lies and all the times you cried, saying that I wasn't right, yet I was right by your side. You manipulator, playing games, your friends commentators, and I don't know what you say about our private conversations, but it's got them hating. Thanks to all the rumors you be claiming, it's cool, I'm done with you, so they can throw you a celebration. You gon' hate it when you see me with somebody living better. I'm trying to tell you that me just doing me gon' have you jealous.
And we'll grow in number, fueled by thunder, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on it goes. Welcome back to the program you've grown to love, folks. At least I hope you have. That's the intent. Welcome back. It's Chris Wyatt Reports. It's the Sunrise Night Owls edition, because this is a global community with people in the United States and Canada, in Germany, United Kingdom, Ireland, South Africa, Botswana, Nigeria, New Zealand, Australia, Philippines, Nepal, China, South Korea, Japan, all over the world. Welcome back to the program you've grown to enjoy, I hope. Well, here I am. It's good to see you again. It's Friday night, and I wouldn't say TGIF because, man, it's been a wicked Friday. Every time I try to catch my breath, another news development happens. Once again today, Donald John Trump posted a social media, and this time was on Truth Social, and he's offered a quick path to citizenship for farmers and their families in South Africa. He says the process will begin immediately. No news on that. No updates on the White House page. No updates on the U.S. Embassy out of Hatfield. But of course, you wouldn't expect any updates from the Embassy in Hatfield because they haven't been working since noon on Friday. It wasn't even business hours here on the East Coast by the time that they went to bed. Anyway, so yeah, lots going on. In addition to that, I have a video that will be breaking at the top of the next hour. So if you're here, open it another tab. But that video will be breaking next hour. That is on the Southern Africa Agricultural Initiative, offering help to aspiring farmers who want to leave South Africa. A very balanced approach by Theo de Jager's group, the same guy who was, Soviet-esque wiped out of the PO, the Seed magazine, by the Department of Agriculture, led by none other than John Steenhuisen, who is yet to answer for this Stalin-esque behavior, proving once again that perhaps, maybe, he's focused on the wrong things. Welcome back, folks. Let's get to the chat. Hendo is here. Facing massive losses. What's that? Okay. Gideon Maloney's here. Michelle Heath. Landi. Baba Yaga. Afrikaners, even Chris can't give more names, otherwise they get deleted. Okay. Thank you, Landi. Army 3275 in Philippines. Yolan, welcome to you. Louise Rayner. Arctic is here. Okay. Army, good. Okay. Louise Rayner. Okay. You guys are chatting with each other. Willem Janssen van Rensburg. Coffee mark before Chris begin. Oh, you're going to make your coffee. Okay, we'll make your coffee. And Carlos Freire, you should have by now. That was before the top of the hour. P.D. Dicon, welcome, P.D. Bert Geldenhuis, Philip Engelbrecht, Rian 332. So, by the way, that last video I did that came up earlier today, which is doing very well, all things being equal, that one had a whole bunch of trolling activity on it. I had a bunch of black supremacists and racists on there. I had to go delete their messages. I'm not in the habit of deleting things. A little frustrating for that, to have to delete things. But when people behave in such an abysmal fashion, it's necessary, folks. Yeah, that video is now trending. It's gone upwards. It was, through the night at 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, South Africa time. That video was still getting 2,200, 2,400 views per hour. That's incredible. It's now jumped up at this early morning hour to 4,000 views per hour, up to 48,000. 250 subscribers have found the channel as a consequence of that video or joined. Thank you so much for that. We'll keep it going. And YouTube's actually recommending it. 91% of the views are from YouTube recommendations. I just got to say thank you so much for that, YouTube, promoting my content. It's such a nice rarity. But that one is holding court with the one that came before it, which was, it's going a lot slower now, so it's going to be surpassed. The shocking news about the Canadian lawyer trying to rubbish the refugee offer and throw aspersions upon the United States. How dare he go suck on some maple leaves, buddy. Anyway, that one it's already surpassed, and it's going to dust it, leave it in the, because that one was from the earlier in the day, and it's already dying off. Rishon Small, welcome. That's an interesting name. Welcome to the program. Tim Martens, Terrence Terrence Leeper. Okay, that was before we even got started. Once we got started, let's see who popped in the chat. Then we got in the chat, Fung Wan Wannabe, welcome back. Chris Den, and Little Miss Know-It-All's back. Heinrich Schönefeld, welcome to you. Signed to Mossel Bay. We'll drive carefully. Jason Hayes, SEAL Team. Well, thank you for that, I guess. Ulrich Fenter, Heidi Krüger. Larissa Rogers, Kenny Kinnear, Rolf van der Merwe, Jan van Driel, Alma Netia van der Merwe, welcome to you, Jacqueline Botta, Fred Baranga, Jan Jordan, load shedding's coming, okay, sorry about that, Murray, Ornamental Hermit, okay, that's interesting. All right, Stell Slabbert, Ellen Kotze, Arctic, Carrie McDougall. Morning, Chris. Thank you for all your news. Watch all your short reports. Can't always watch long form because, yeah, no, I got that, Carrie, but thank you for popping in. Italian Prime Minister Meloni has made a bold announcement live, rejecting proposals from Paris and London to send Italian troops. Okay, that is huge because she's been giving the indication she's a bit of a wokey lately, sympathizing with Ukraine. But that's good to hear. The last time the Italians sent troops to Russia, it didn't go very well for them, alongside the Wehrmacht and the SS. Particularly on the southern front in Stalingrad. All right. El Marie Mayer, welcome to you. AJ Quinn, Lorenz Lotta, Hern Grizzly is back. Sonia Bahrain, Peter Smith, Christo, Charles, Nicoline, Zully Hanslip, David Furry, Marissa Basala, Mr. Jardin, Les Van Ice, welcome back, Skulk Badenhorst. You guys are awesome. Lots of people popping in here. Own Gisa Damane. Chris, would you accept being the Consul General of South Africa? I think that you and Joel Pollack make. Well, Consul General, I wouldn't be qualified for that. That's a State Department employee who does consular services. At least that's my recollection. That's I'd be happy being the Deputy Chief of Mission. Yeah, that's DCM. I'd be happy to work for Joel Pollack. Seems like a smart guy. Yeah, well, you know something I don't know? Let's make it happen. Helen Boltma, look, these are historic times, ladies and gentlemen. I want to be involved. I don't want to just be reporting on it and analyzing it. That's awesome. I'm glad I can help you guys out, but I'd love to be part of making history. I've done it before. Rebuilt the Armed Forces Library, designed, got the funding and the resources to implement a Botswana intelligence enterprise to give them a national intelligence capability for the military that was functioned and working for the military rather than politicians. Yes, I've done really cool things, saving 640,000 people from starving to death. I've done some cool things. Been part of history. I want to be part of history again. It's good stuff. Graham Kelly, Desmond Clayton, good morning. You're welcome. Ricky Bag, okay. All right, the Armagon. Some dude made a video about Trump revoking Ukraine's refugee status, but a few Google searches name them as only temporary legal status. Exactly. Thank you. You see the misinformation, the propaganda. When that came up yesterday, I said people need to get a grip here. I have to look into it because that doesn't sound right. Yep. Okay, serious question. Does the ANC have any options they can play? They're not going to back down. No, they don't. They have no options. They're just going to go down with the ship and take everybody with them. They can, but they're just not bright enough to take the options. They just want to continue being combative. I mean, look at the debate in Parliament yesterday. You know, it's allowing Julius Malema to play the fool is one thing, but to see the IFP get up there and also play the fool, that was incredibly disappointing. The Inkatha Freedom Party, a noble party that has been pillared and abused by the ANC for decades, is parroting ANC garbage and EFF garbage. That was really sad to see. Please fix our army. Well, your army needs a lot of work, but the problem with that is that my government's very spiteful. We had, at the end of the Cold War, a brilliant opportunity to get in on the ground floor to change things for the better. What I'm talking about is we had a retired two-star American general at the end of the Cold War, and he was an Estonian American, born in America, if I remember correctly, but his parents are from Estonia. They fled to America, and he grew up, became a two-star general in the U.S. military. Retired, was getting his retirement check, and he's a citizen, of course, natural born. And then, or maybe he was immigrant. Maybe he came as an immigrant when he was a kid. I don't recall exactly. But the point is that what happened is that he was offered the defense ministerial position in Estonia. The Estonians wanted to move towards the west. This was early days, long before NATO expansion, and they wanted an American to build their army because it was just broken because the Soviets just left and they were left with the detritus or detritus, as you like to say, of what was left in their garrisons and their weapons and system in place. So he's a smart guy, so he accepted it. He went there and became the defense minister. The Defense Department under Bill Clinton sought to strip him of his citizenship, charge him with Uniform Code of Military Justice violations, and to take his pension away. They actually pursued this. Fortunately, calmer minds intervened and said, "Wait a second, morons. You couldn't get it better. We have an American general whose loyalty to America, who has a retirement check from America, who's now in Estonia rebuilding the military to into professional force. You just couldn't set this up better than that." So, if I were to go to South Africa and work in that military, I'd had threats from my government that they would strip me of my citizenship, and I'm not going to give up my citizenship unless someone offers me, Alpha Centaurian citizenship. Then I might go for that. Well, how do I get in contact with Elon Musk? I've sent him lots of retweets on things I've talked about South Africa. I've never heard from Elon Musk. He prefers to promote tiny little waifs from Germany who are not that appealing or interesting and just repeat conservative lines and ask silly questions. My friend wants to go to Cape Town. Is it safe for her to go? And Elon Musk responds to that. So maybe if I put on a push-up bra and maybe a bikini, do a little nether region shaving, maybe we'll get a little attention there from him. I don't know. Just saying. Mike, welcome in from Philly, man. What's going on? Hopefully somebody in Mar-a-Lago sees your good work. Well, I would hope so. Right. Notice, another question about the Ukrainians losing that status. Remember, I didn't jump on the bandwagon? I said, I don't know enough about it. because you got to be careful. You got to be careful because if you get it wrong one time, the trolls will come after you. And then, you know, some people are fickle. They go, oh, well, that guy was wrong about that. I'll never listen to him again. Never mind the fact that for 25 years, every fucking thing he told me was 100% correct. He got one thing wrong. Yes, you got to be really careful there. Also, it's just good judgment. As an intelligence analyst and as a analyst in general and as a journalist, I've learned not to fire first. You know, you got to strike when the iron's hot, but you've also got to be well informed. And if you don't have the facts, you've got to make sure that you lay it out. So, for instance, in the video that I just did, which you will see released at the top of the next hour, don't leave me, but you can watch it after this. In that video, excuse me, Times Live reported on the Southern African Agricultural Initiative and said that they're having 100 hours of legal help for farmers. And I said, well, that's all fine and dandy, but you really got to go further than that. What does that mean? 100 hours in the aggregate for all the farmers who want to ask for it? Is it 100 hours per farmer, per farming family, per issue? I mean, that's not very helpful. 100 hours isn't anything. If they offered 10,000 hours, then I go, oh, there's a lot of hours coming there. Thank you for your subscription there, Craig Seymour. Thank you very much. Oh, that's for money. I suppose a wave when you subscribe. Okay. Yeah, so that's the important thing about doing this, folks. You got to do it correctly. South African government has said it will not take part in counterproductive megaphone diplomacy following a fresh social media post. Really? Really? Counterproductive megaphone diplomacy. Would that be like whining when the U.S. Issues an executive order? You didn't get it? Would that be like picking up the phone and going, hello? Can I talk to Elon Musk? This is Cyril. Yeah, no, I know we're supposed to go through the embassy in Hatfield through diplomatic channels, but hang on. One ringy dingy, two ringy dingies. Yes. This is Cyril Ramaphosa. Yeah, you know me as Burger Boy Bob from McDonald's. Yeah, no, I was just wondering. No, I'm not talking about vaccine apartheid anymore. We got what we needed on that. The white liberal guilt. You gave billions of money. Suckers. No, I want to talk to Elon Musk because he's saying bad things about South Africa, and we need him to stop that. Yeah. Can I talk to him? Please. Yeah. Oh, megaphone diplomacy? Improper channels? Megaphone diplomacy. Julius Malema. America is an imperialist country. This is evil. They're not mistaken. They know exactly what's going on. Evil. This is what they do. They take away the aid after they make you addicted to it. They're like crack cocaine dealers. Ooh, here's a little taste. For free? Oh, for free. You can have it for free. Hey, enjoy that. Ay, Cariba, my friend. Enjoy the cocaine for free. You'll love it. You're nice. Yeah, nice little taste, eh? That tasty cocaine. For free. Well, thank you, man. You're so nice. Woo! Damn. Woo! Can I get some more? $1,000. Yeah. Megaphone diplomacy. That's what the South African government has been engaged in since January against the United States. You think you're going to win this battle? You've already lost $440 million this year. Gone. And now you're whining about, oh, the people lose a job. It's Trump's fault. No, 22 years. Your fault. You've already lost $1.56 billion on the green energy scam for the just energy transition. That jet money has jet away. Because I'm leaving on a jet plane. Don't know where that money will go to again. Gone. Ladies and gentlemen, that's already $2 billion pissed down the drain just in a couple weeks with the big mouths from the ANC running their mouth, talking crap, talking smack, and they're the ones, we're in megaphone diplomacy? Please, spare me that nonsense. Bikini Girl, been telling you I know, Arctic, you have been telling me, but I haven't found one. Fee Murray, we really need huge armies if President Trump and other world leaders are seriously working at achieving world peace. Yes, you need huge armies, Fee. That's what kept the world from imploding for 40 years. Unfortunately, proxy wars were fought all over the globe, particularly in Southeast Asia and in Africa, but kept the wider world at peace. No, Pete, you have no worries about me doing that. Yeah, I bought one of Victoria's Secret models from Hendo's basement. He's got the Victoria's Secret models 3.0. We had the 1.0, the hotties, the 2.0, the whoa, these are models. And now we have 3.0. They're hot again. Play 24, welcome to Virtual Western Cape. Fang Wan wannabe. Everybody Wang Chung tonight. Just let Musk know about you. The rest of the viewers on here need to do the same. Yeah, do it. Joel Pollack, let him know. Yep. JJ Pretorius, Antoinette. Actually, I've got to look up Senator Cruz. There you go. Contact Ted. That's what I need to do. Okay, cool. I'll do that later on before I go to bed. Only $291. That makes sense. Good morning, Cinemaster. Just let Musk. Okay. Light rain is in from the West Coast. I think a lot of people are dismayed by the fact that Trump extended the invite only to farmers. Well, Nicolene, again, you have to pay attention to what's going on here. The invitation is not the refugee program. The invitation is something very different than the executive order. Here's the executive order, February 7th. Here is a response to the behavior of parliamentarians in South Africa's parliament on March 6th. He posted this. Not a program, so it doesn't mean anything until the program is put together, a program of record. This is for farmers because of their safety. That is because of racial discrimination. Racial discrimination can include safety issues, but it can also include not safety issues. Simply being held back from a job, being denied government assets, being not denied care. That can be racism that causes that, and that's unjust. And therefore, they're creating a refugee program for people who befall that, which includes everybody. See, here's the perfect example here. So when this first came out, the executive order, all the people whining, it's only for farmers. There's no mention of farmers in here. No mention of farmers. It says Afrikaners. That's the refugee program which is being developed. This is new. This is a new development. This is for farmers whose lives are in jeopardy. Their safety is at risk. Different program. And I don't want to hear that, well, I live in Santon and my life is at risk. Or I live in Zeerust and my life is at risk. Very true. Very true. But Trump is trolling the ANC. That's what this is. That's what this is. Giving them a chance to pull back from the abyss, and they're too stupid to take it up. So, yeah, he's trolling the African National Congress, and he's doing it in an epic fashion. Yeah, there you go. Artie says the rest will become refugees. Yep. I was more interested when Trump mentioned Iran, and sometimes peace solutions is not the viable option. The other option is we need God bless it. Freaking tag in this shirt is driving me nuts. These tags. Oh, gosh. Government said that South Africa was still committed to building a mutually beneficial trade. No, they're not. They're not committed to that. If Ramaphosa bought a gold Willy Wonka ticket, the USA will have the biggest crab fit you've ever seen. Trump's tweet is separate to the refugee program. Exactly. Okay. Renz Naz, welcome. Government said this. Okay. So-called New World Order is not about one nation controlling the world. It's about a battle who will rule. Technology. Yep. Alan Kotza, welcome to you. It's pretty funny. Everyone calls us colonists until they need her. Exactly. Thank you very much, Army 3275 in the Philippines. Oh, we're evil, racist, systemic racist country, but everybody fucking wants to come here. Tens of millions of criminal alien invaders, but we're a systemically racist country. What a crock. How can they say that on one face? Oh, no. Well, they come here because you're not going to be discriminated against. Why would you come someplace you're going to be discriminated? What a bunch of nonsense. Oh, America's evil. America's evil. We're turning off the aid. No, we love America. Oh, please come back. We want to be your friends. Oh, fuck off, buddy. Fuck off. Foot sec. Yep. Well, of course, gold card applicants have to be vetted. Well, yeah, you think Cyril won't pass the vetting, probably. Christian Peters says, I've seen more accountability from 8-year-olds than I have from the ANC. I'll agree with that. Beverly Odendahl says, in 2018, I was in a farm attack, tortured and beaten up for 3 hours. It was terrible. Oh, my gosh, Beverly. Oh, my gosh. I didn't know that you were a victim of a farm attack. My thoughts and prayers to you. That's truly sad to hear. I'm really sad to hear that. Eric is also a person who survived a farm attack in here. I've interviewed in private, but not shared online, several family members who survived farm attacks in South. It's a horrific thing because it's not simply theft. It's torture, rape, murder. It's sick, and it destroys people. Those who survive, it still destroys them. It takes incredible strength of not character. Character is the wrong word, but constitution is the word to survive that. And nothing but thoughts and prayers for you. And hopefully the most evil of circumstances befall the sons of bees who did that to you. Zerkia Grobela became a subscriber. Thank you for that, Zerkia. Yeah. Ramaphosa now going to apply EWC to buildings which are illegally invaded. Well, how's EWC? They already. Oh, you mean you're going to take it away from the people who've already lost it? Speaking at his press conference, Microsoft Vice Chair Brad Smith praised Microsoft for its additional $5 billion rand investment in South, adding a $20 billion already committed. Whoop-de-doo! That's a commitment. They haven't spent the money yet. Yeah, I think everybody's going to be very surprised when the State Department finally publishes this program. Agree with you, Arctic. What do I think Trump will have in store for Iran? Probably airstrikes. Probably airstrikes on the nuclear facilities and the research labs. He's already put maximum pressure on them, so I don't know what else you can do. Sorry, Colonel, it seems that you're going to have explained the difference between February 7th and the 8th March numerous times. Well, it's 7. It's 7. You got it, guys. You can't get the dates wrong. It's 7 February, 7 March. Both were issued on the 7th. It was 7th in the States. Don't see anyone interested in immigrating to Germany, Britain, France. No, they're pouring into Germany, Britain, France. They are. The countries have been taken over by aliens. Oh, it doesn't have to prove that Iran has nuclear weapons. They're researching them. Sorry. Nicolene says she loves this channel. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate the viewers. Thank you for being here. Should whites or Afrikaners lobby for a piece of land? Maybe. Look, why would you do that? Why would you do that? Who's it going to be for? 10 people? 10 people in Northern Cape where there's no freaking water? Or are you just going to tap the Orange River dry to build a flourishing community and then just alter the weather by no water reaching the Atlantic? No, come on. That's a non-starter. South Africans are South Africans. They're not something else. That's a non-starter. Goeiemorgen, Colonel. I've planted green beans in my backyard, so you're a farmer. Well, that's excellent to hear, Johan van Wyk. Glad to hear that. Right. It really is a rape culture. It's sick. These people need to be castrated and have their penises removed. They can sit down peeing the rest of their lives. Teach them a lesson. Yep. Never leaves you, never. It takes years to overcome. Silly, stupid things affect you, remind you. Still do house safety checks at 3 a.m., 360 vehicle checks at robots. Never leaves you. Yep. Well, fortunately, I've not been a victim of those sort of things, but I still do that because of the nature of my training and who I am and what I've done and how it's protected me as I survived my life. So, yeah, but I can only imagine if you'd gone through it. I mean, I've been in combat, and that's pretty horrific. That's something that doesn't leave you either. It affects you. That's why when these trolls attack, I'm like, seriously? Is that your game? Yeah. Artillery, bullets whizzing by, things exploding, being knocked on my ass by an explosion, still here. Yeah. Anyway, tomatoes. Will that make you a gardener? I guess it does. That makes you a farmer. Starting an ant farm this morning. We got all kinds of informal farmers. God bless it, this congestion. If he turns off the lights, he'll be sanctioned. I don't know about that. It'll be an idea, though. All right, so Osa Duro, welcome to you. Amazing Yacht Destinations is back. Marquis Pretorius, Virtual Western Cape, Alien Ant Farm. There you go. On the other hand, we'll have room for when all the Hollywood types, yeah, they're all going to live. Well, Ellen DeGeneres is gone. She lives in the UK now, along with her significant other, Portia de Rosa. Deborah Ubusi became a subscriber. Thank you for that. People are tuning in for that video that was just published at the bottom of the hour, as it's early morning hours in South Africa now. So we're in a chance to actually maybe, how are we doing here? Let me see. Let me go back here. If we need about 200 or 300 more, we could actually get 1,000 subscriber day. That'd be great to see that again. It's been a while. But the video I did at the bottom of the hour is now at 1,800 views. That's cool. And it's picking up steam. The one that I did yesterday is getting 5,000 views per hour. That's at 50,000 views. Well, there you go. Well, that wasn't yesterday. It was earlier today. Yeah, good stuff. And my last 5 videos have all used AI-generated thumbnails. It's just quicker than me doing it, and they're pretty good. So I'm going to see how that goes for a while. Friday, South Africa rejected a claim by Musk that Starlink cannot operate in the country because he's not black, and a telecom service says Starlink cannot apply for a license. So, a bit of honest reporting, not from Elon Musk and not from ICASA. The bottom line is that Elon Musk can't operate in South Africa because he's not black. He's not going to give away 30% of his company to people who don't deserve it, who have nothing to do with it. He is correct. ICASA is also correct because they never applied for a license. They didn't bother applying for a license because they weren't going to waste their time and money with lawyers applying for a license to be denied because they refused to be shaken down by racists. So both are correct. And both are less than fully honest. I am fully honest. I tell you what's going on. Teo Skuma, thank you for your membership. Appreciate that. By the way, folks, I think we're over 900 members now. This is insane. It's really cool. Thank you for that. I'm sure it won't last, and we'll lose a lot of these because a lot of them are gifted memberships, but I have 906 paying members of this channel now. Wow, man. Wow, wow, wow. That's pretty incredible. Thank you for that. Watch the news report where they interviewed a political analyst who actually told the truth. It seems Trump is opening the eyes of some of these woke individuals. Yeah, no, we're seeing James Carville actually telling the truth about how they got rid of Biden. That was shocking to see. Fright Feline, watch the, okay, that's who said that. Point of Ernst Rhodes' Pioneer Initiative. What can he possibly achieve? Well, Edward Dos Santos, you're going to have to ask Ernst Rhodes when he's on my program next week because I don't know the answer to that. I've got a big headache. Hang on, folks. Gideon is from the future in China. Yeah, I know it was the 7th, brother. We got to go with the date where it occurred. It was on the 7th. If it happened in China, it could have been the 8th then. Take 2% baking powder and a glass of water. Better than Coke in a can. Ran weekend after U.S. President Trump renewed his criticism of the country. Yep. What's the point of answer? I don't know, Edward. We'll have to see. Reclaim land bought in the USA by Chinese for South African farmers. Sorry, I was already... Okay. Rhea Vitamin... Ramadrama wants to fix Joburg now. Apparently he was not aware that the place is falling apart. Well, I don't know why. I was there for the BRICS summit 2 years ago, and so was Rama. So, Monique, I agree. Why is Aaron starting a new thing? Why not do it with Solidarity? Well, he's going to have to answer that question. Please tune in. I haven't got the date and times yet, but next week, Aaron Soros will be on this program. I'm the last of the people who gets to interview him, and he's going to hopefully tell us why he's doing it. I'm down to one bottle left. I've got to go to the discount warehouse and buy some more tomorrow. I'm down to one bottle of the Starbucks left, and so I switched to the Coke. Tonight, I need that one bottle to make sure I'm fresh as a daisy to do the Sharks-Lions broadcast from Kings Park in about 7.5 hours. Yep. Prying eyes open. If I had some money to spend. What is it? iCast can just piss off. Congratulations on the channel success. Well, thank you. We got some success here. It'd be nice if we were in the millions. I see people that have no idea what they're talking about to do news, and they have millions of viewers. So we'd like to see that. We have 53,866 subscribers now. Yeah, and we started the day at, I think it was 160. So let's see. Live count. Okay, we started the day at 53,164. So we're at 702 today. So we got a little ways to go to make it to 54,000. It's possible tonight because we need another 134, which is very possible because the time for the data that goes onto YouTube is based on Pacific time because that's where YouTube is headquartered at. So it's 3 hours behind me. So I've got another 3.5 hours and more subscribers could be gained, more revenue could be gained, more videos could be watched. So I won't know till the morning when I come in for the rugby to see if we actually hit that 54,000 tonight. With respect, we don't need another civil rights organization. We need a centrally positioned political party to cater to the huge void in politics. Well, Tim, I don't think you get many argument on that, but you're going to have to talk to Ernst Rhodes about it. Why do the ANC want Neanderthals to invest in their country? Remember, whites are not included in when they say our people. No, they're not, because he always says our 50 million people. Well, there aren't 50 million black people, so I don't know who he's talking about. Liberal tears, chocolate varieties, doubly delicious. What's up with your honey harvesting? Nothing, Michael. It's wintertime. I'm not harvesting. I don't have any hives. However, I have offered to help beekeepers. And I found a beekeeper in South Africa in the Western Cape that I'm going to try to do an interview with. Hopefully she's a good candidate. We'll see. Also, next week, hopefully I'll have interview with Dax, the panel beater turned artist, who we had on here 5 years ago. He's still around. He's doing well. Steve, 1989 channel where he eats his own old army ration packs. I have no idea what that is, Edward. Nope. Listening to the speech at Congress, in a world that has gone crazy, America is the only one that has opened their eyes. I really hope the world follows suit. No, they're not only ones. We've also got Hungary. They're also in the same boat. New Zealand has turned right. So is the Netherlands, but not far enough right. Okay. Misinformation alert. In the interest of community guidelines and false information, there is no honorable members in the... Thank you for sharing that, Craig Seymour. Guyver in UK. Not MacGyver, but Guyver. Welcome to you. The world has gone nuts. Trump seems to be the only normal one. Okay. Good morning, Maizi Kinfori. Good to see you again. Hoimore Rulinda. My partner beekeeper in Chesco is from New Zealand. Ah, okay. Cynthia Fundamental, welcome to you. If I'm right, I'm sorry for Ernst, but he isn't going to get the black majority to vote for him. Thus, his power will be limited. Could this be Safas that want to leave the country? News, pension, funds. Thank you for the super chat of $5, John Rudock. John Rudock, thank you so much for that. I need to record that, so I can just hit the button there. We need a government that can govern. None currently here. Pension funds, two-pot double dip. Alex Forbes sees 33,000 new withdrawals in 4 days. Yeah, it could be farmers, or it could be South Africans taking their money out, trying to have some cash converted to dollars, so they got some cash when they leave. Iran and cohorts with full nuclear capability, too scary to contemplate. 100%. Virtual Western Cape says something about Japan. Yes, I watched Ernst Roth's video. What do you mean latest? The one where he did it today, where he announced what his plans were. I saw that. Is there another one? When you say latest, that doesn't help. I produced dozens of videos. So when you say, have you seen Chris's latest video? Which one? The one from 9 o'clock? The one from 11 o'clock? The one from 1 o'clock? The one from 3 o'clock? You got to tell me which video you're talking about, folks. You can't just say his latest. Could be USA funded NGO workers withdrawing their money. Yeah, it could be. Samantha Busby, welcome to you. Julio Silvagi, welcome to you. Gen Rev Carnivore. Okay. Mizikins has been sitting almost 24 hours without power. Good God. Can't figure out why it's tripping 30%ers for you. Hi, all except for farmers being affected by SAG policies. SAG's transformation policies are killing the entrepreneurial spirit in South Africa. Anglo-American left South Africa already. No, they're still there. Cecil Cooper, welcome for your subscription. Yeah, Anglo-American's still in South Africa. Yeah. They're not quite the same company they once were, though. Not quite the same company. Anyway, folks, so let me get some news in here, some things to talk about. We're at 360 people right now, and I do have some news. First off is the Southern African Agriculture Initiative, the organization Theo de Jager is responsible for. We had him on the program a few weeks back before he went to that trip to Germany and then was whitewashed out of the photo by the evil people at the Department of Agriculture. Well, SAI is here to help farmers willing to take up the U.S. resettlement offer. Check that out. The only people stepping forward to help. Isn't this amazing? Yeah, Al-Marie Mayer, but you got to be careful when you cut the tags that it doesn't always work properly. You wind up getting cut even more if you don't get it down to the stitching. Sold a bunch of mines to BE consortiums, and the mining laws are killing them. Exactly. Oh, you're allergic to bees. I'm sorry to hear that, Carl. SAAI, a network for family farmers, says it's formed an agreement with several organizations, including Solidarity and AfriForum, to coordinate efforts to assist individuals and families wishing to pursue the opportunity to settle in the United States. They're not in the business of exporting their farmers, nor have they ever been, but they understand the problem people are going through. So that will rubbish all the lies about Solidarity and AfriForum not helping people. So all of you who whine, oh, they don't speak for me. I cancel my membership. I'm not part of Solidarity and AfriForum anymore. Fuck them. Well, good for you. You feel better? Was that cathartic? Namaste. You feel better? You feel better? Like I said, you're believing propaganda. And unfortunately, some ill-worded tweets by a few people in Solidarity movement. They're not rubbishing it. They're not trying to stop it. They're working with SAAI to help people who are leaving and to help people who are staying. Norina, welcome to you. Naomi, welcome. JC Botma. Lutke Brummer, welcome. David Wilson. Who is on Truth Social? Well, I'm on Truth Social. Nobody follows me on Truth Social, but I'm on Truth Social. Let me go to my profile on Truth Social. I have 49 followers. Woohoo! Yeah, a whole 49 followers on Truth Social. There you go. There you go. So I'll give you the link if you want to follow me on Truth Social, if you're on there. I've found it to be a very disappointing social media site, mostly because nobody follows me. No, it's okay. If I want stuff from Trump, that's where I go. That's the go-to place is Truth Social. I go there. Toyota going to be withdrawal from South Africa. Predict. Okay, already threatening doing it in 2021. Yep, good point. Coke Zero works for headaches for me. I think it's a sodium caffeine combo. We won't be safe in a bubble called self-determination territory. We're still surrounded by enemy and understood. Yep. All right, so it's when we have the talk with him, what do you think he's trying to achieve with his latest announcement? Hammond, I have no idea. I've been too busy wrapped up in all the other events going on, my consulting work. Damn it. It's really freaking annoying. It wasn't bothering me all day, and now it's there. Ugh. Anyway, scratching my back. So sad to see the state of South Africa. It is, James Henry, sad to see what's going on in South Africa right now. So I don't know what's going on with Ernst. I wrote to him like within 5 minutes. It was announced that he was resigning from Solidarity, and he didn't write back to me. So I hear third hand that he's coming on the program. He did respond to me finally. He will be on the program. I don't know what day. We haven't set a date. So we're working on it. Rest assured, I'll let you know when it is. Can't register on True Social, doesn't want to take our phone numbers. Yeah, it is. Well, you're right, Micey Kent. That's the problem. It's only for folks in America, I think. Didn't get notification for this show this morning. Well, Veritas, that should have happened. You should have got a notification. YouTube screwed me over. This show was listed about 2.5 hours before it went live. At 8:50, 9:50, 10:50. Yeah, 2 hours and 10 minutes before I went live, I posted this video. And so you should have gotten notification. You think President Trump might opt for the farmer option only? No. I asked because Neil Diamond said our chances might be ruined because after reform. Well, Neil Diamond's full of shit. What does he know? What are his sources? He shouldn't be telling people stuff he doesn't know. No, if you ask him his opinion, he says it's going to be, if it's his opinion, that's fine. But they're putting lawyers on there to tell people your chances are slim because After Reform Solidarity told him not to, and that's bullshit. What evidence do they have? What evidence does Neil Diamond have that After Reform Solidarity asked the government not to let anybody leave the country? Why the hell would they do that? Why would they do that? That doesn't make any sense. People believe all kinds of bullshit. Show me the receipts on this. Show me the receipts in which there's no evidence of that. I mean, honestly, think about this. They've come on my program. They've been interviewed. I met them in private. I met them in person. I talked to them. They told me they didn't do it. Then I have them on camera saying they didn't do it. Just like they didn't betray South Africa. They asked for the U.S. government not to sanction South Africa, not to kick them out of the GOA. You realize if they were lying to me and to these other people, they'll be completely destroyed. Why do you believe this shit? Stop believing it. And you can believe whatever you want for the South African Chamber of Commerce. I interviewed Neil Diamond. He became my guest. It was a respectful conversation. But he is putting things up that are opinion. Opinion. I mean, look at this garbage we saw yesterday from a Canadian lawyer going on Newsroom Africa, talking about American immigration. It's not immigration. Thank you, Eternal Bear. It's not immigration. It's refugee status. All these people. And that snarky little turd. Well, we have to ask, is this all just it's a political cheap trick? Shut up, Canadian. Go back and eat your freaking Eskimo bars, your Eskimo pie bars, you loser. What a clown, man. I mean, I didn't say anything bad about that guy yesterday, but now he's really pissing me off with his stupidity and his assaults on America. It's really juvenile. These people are just such asses. Oh my God, you and 48 other people follow me. That's not many. Thank you. No, Kathleen, stop believing that nonsense. You don't have to believe me either. All that we have, other than my insightful analysis and my experience, is what's been stated by the U.S. government. And it came in the form of an executive order. It's come in the form of a modification of that executive order on the embassy website in Pretoria. And then 2 tweets a month apart. That's it. The rest of the stuff, we have guidelines on what the law normally allows for. I've told you, I talked to someone who's sponsored a Ukrainian. They're not going anywhere. Yes, Stefan Fari, I know. It's been going on for ages. YouTube is targets my video. They slow down the data so people fall behind. They don't notify people. I don't know why. I don't know why. It's really odd because if they just let this channel run free and wild, imagine how big it would be. They don't want to do it. Exactly, Arctic. As always, for all online personalities crawling out of the woodwork, ask yourself, what are their motives? Why is Dave Rubin suddenly caring about South Africa? Because he gets clicks. Why is Joel Pollack suddenly caring about South Africa? Well, he has a long-term vested interest in South Africa, but he hasn't been saying jack squat about it until recently when he had a chance to become the ambassador. How many things has Joel Pollack published about South Africa in the last 5 years? A couple. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying people are coming out of the woodwork, not Joel Pollack. It's because people are mentioning him. He's tied to the Trump administration. But all these people, all these social media channels, everyone's suddenly an expert on this. Give me a break. Give me a break. Comments vanish. Well, that's YouTube doing that. None of my here's one. Actually virtual. Here's one. Virtual Western Cape published something and it's been blocked by YouTube. Why are they all taking so much crap through the Canadian dumbass? It's deliberate. So I just made it available. So that was blocked by YouTube because he called him a Canadian dumbass. Okay, I saw an interesting vid from Business about Israel. Yeah, I heard about that, but I haven't seen it yet. I was asked my opinion about that one from those guys, but I didn't give anything for them. Should be able to find it. Search America probing ANC leaders over Iran bribe. Would you be U.S. ambassador to South Africa? Would you do it? Yeah, of course. Did I apply? Well, I expressed my interest. The Trump administration transition team put up a website, which they didn't share with everybody, but I got it from somebody that worked with the Trump administration previously. And I went in there and it says, what jobs would you be interested in? And I put down ambassador to South Africa. I put down Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense for African Affairs at the Pentagon. And then I said I'd be willing to work in Homeland Security and DOD and Department of Commerce and several places. And I haven't heard from them. They don't want to hear from you. It's all scam. If you're not rich and connected, you're not getting anywhere. Show me one person that's an ordinary person that's in the Trump cabinet. They're all rich and connected or famous. Every one of them. Every one of them. Most of his cabinet is comprised of multimillionaires and billionaires. And I'm not complaining about that. That just means that I'm not going to get anywhere. So, but I did apply. I did ask, So, and I was also asked. I was contacted by someone close to Pete Hegseth asking me to submit my curriculum vitae, and I did it. My curriculum vitae was sent to Pete Hegseth. But that was as he was about to go through his confirmation hearing, so I'm probably very low priority for him. What's this? Canadian lawyers. Well, Evan Galop, there, U.S. immigration lawyer, talking about this for the last month. Yeah, Evan has been talking about it for the last month. Why did Diamond poll via his website? What do you mean poll? What do you mean poll? Where services place you just where they found housing, you feel you have a good chance as soon as you have money travel. Are you answering JC's question? Who's JC? Keep trying to imagine you get it to work from my phone. Huh? What are you guys talking about? Something lost there. Anyway, James told someone today that Minneapolis is still one of my favorite airports. Say, I've been there. It's okay. Not my favorite. Canadian lawyers. Okay. I think Trump is applying pressure to see. Yeah, still, I think you're right. He's trolling them to see what they do. Do you get steak and kidney pies? No, we don't eat kidney pies. That's disgusting English food, man. Those people eat the worst food on the planet. They have no idea what food is. Hey, Tim. Leandra, that's a joke, by the way, in case anybody's offended. It's true. Last email from them said to contact U.S. Embassy per email to validate the interest in the refugee program. Email address, unfortunately, is the same automated response as always. Of course, that's all you're going to get. John Dreyer, my dad used to work at Anglo American. Okay, thank you, John, for that. It's because you're too truthful. That's right, Chronic. You have a way to post real news. It's like you have a crystal ball, facts all the way. Yeah, I try. Thank you. Well, at least they keep going in the snow. These boys in Nashville just gave this. What? Amanda Lee Delport, I didn't receive a notification this morning either, but we'll never miss your morning show I go to. Well, my morning show is going to undergo some changes here starting Sunday, tomorrow night. We're jumping forward. So tomorrow night I'll start at the same time, but then on Sunday it's going to be an hour later. So I don't know how long I can keep that up. So instead of 11 p.m., which is not inconvenient for me, I'm still up at that hour usually. Now I have to wait till 12 p.m. So I might split the difference and start at 11:30 and see where we go from there. So starting on Sunday, this program for however long it continues for the Sunrise edition might be starting a little bit earlier. LMC says it's a joke, but it's true. Oh, about the English food? Hey, LMC, how you doing? Are you here to contribute, LMC, or are you going to troll? Good to see you, LMC. One day I'll meet LMC. You get some good pies here. You can have them. Pies are not our cup of tea. We do have pies, pot pies, but yeah. You want to know the number of people wanting refugee status? Yeah, why do they want to know that? By the way, the poll that I did is about to run out on X. It's got 1 hour left. So if you want to vote in this poll, which has 2,200 views or 2,200 votes, please go vote in if you haven't done it already on X. Please go vote in that poll so we get that number maybe up to 2,500. Be nice, but a lot of people just forgot about it, neglected it. But that poll is up. There you go. So that's over in X. I put that up last week. So anyway, it only runs for a week. Ibrahim Rasul. Yeah, no, Ibrahim Rasul is a person who hates Donald Trump. He hates America. He's a person who's very rude and very disrespectful to the United States and has been for years. And the fact that they appointed him as ambassador to D.C. was a direct insult. I think that they should have rejected his credentials. There's some more subscribers coming in. Thank you for that. Oh, yeah, Mike, it's going to take a few more months to fill all the slots. Thank you for your work and channel, says Anton Feldsman. The media and social media are so flooded with contradicting info, people should just watch your channel. Exactly. They all should just watch my channel. And I'm trying to find as many people as possible so that people are not misled by hucksters and scamsters and shysters and people misleading you. Again, if you want to super chat me, thank you very much. Very much appreciate it. If you don't have the money, don't do it. But yeah, if you super chat, that makes a huge difference. It really does. This channel has never made money. I have sunk tens of thousands of dollars into this channel in the 5 years I've been doing this. So I would say that I've spent at least a minimum $10,000 per year on this channel, maybe $15,000, some years $20,000. So conservatively, I've spent over $100,000, about 2 million rand to do this. And you might say, that's foolish. Well, the idea was to reach people, to share with an audience, and all of us get to learn. And it's worked. It's been great, but it's been limited. Now it's growing a bit, and it's nice to see. But I've put a lot of money into this. So, the super chat should give me something like, oh, somebody the other day, well, I wish people would super chat me. I don't have any money. Well, okay. Do something to contribute to society that is beneficial, that people like and enjoy, and good things will come your way, probably. Yeah, so it'll take a long time before I break even on this channel, which wasn't the purpose of it. I never meant to monetize it. The only purpose of this channel was supposed to be to support my consultancy. Because we were in lockdown, I couldn't travel, so I couldn't arrange my trips to go to Senegal and the other places I was supposed to go to get U.S. businesses investing there. And so instead of sitting around doing nothing, I exercised every day when my hip wasn't bothering me and stayed svelte and fit and had a good heart rate and low cholesterol, all that good stuff. Took care of myself, didn't gain any weight. And then I also did this, which kept my mind intellectually engaged. And I met a lot of people. And then when I finally came to South Africa, it was all really worth it. 17 meet and greets in 30 days, 6 provinces, Uppington, Cape Town, Hermanus, PE, Durban, Amanzimtoti, Howick, Vanderbilt Park, Bloemfontein, Clarence, Zeerust, Pretoria, Rustenburg, Joburg, Northcliffe, all over the place. It was incredible. So many cool people. And that's a nice payoff for me. So it was worth the money I invested in it. So anyway, fortunately, because I have a retirement from my military time, I have a little bit of money that I can set money aside to do that. But I really would love to have a Phaeton. As an Audi, is it Audi Phaeton or a Porsche Phaeton? I'd love to own one of those, but that's a lot of money. Took us 28 hours to get to Nashville from Minnesota. Oh my goodness. Atlanta drove to Nashville. That's crazy. Good morning, Michael. I wonder what Monday will bring. Yeah, Trump is keeping everyone on their toes. Favorite airport. Super creepy Denver airport, the Demon Horse statue. I don't really care for that one. Yeah, I've been to Denver and recently. Anton Feldsman gave 140 rand super chat. Thank you so much for that. Bye donkey. Favorite airport? Gosh, I like Schiphol in Amsterdam. Oddly, it's very busy, but I like it. What other airports do I like? I like the Munich airport. I really like the Munich airport, particularly where all the shops are, that dining area. I like the Munich airport. It's not that big. It's nice, gorgeous hotel. I've stayed there dozens of times. What else beyond that? In the U.S., favorite airport? Not Atlanta, not Chicago, not San Francisco, not Newark, not JFK. I hate JFK. Yeah, not Boston. Boston's a shitty airport too. Gosh, I don't know. I like BWI because it's easy. It's easy. There's nothing great there. It's just easy and convenient location. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have a favorite airport in America. The Denver one's massive, but it's way out there. And as soon as you come out of the airport, boom, you're right in traffic. I hate that. The Vancouver airport was okay, but that's not America. Not yet, anyway. 51st state. Apple pie with sliced cheese on top. Cheese on apple pie. Yaku Fori, thank you for subscribing. Shawnee's in from Minnesota. Yeah, Minnesota, she's here finally. We've been wondering where she's been at. She's been hanging out there. You know, we heard they had some snow up there in Minnesota. Yeah, she was telling us about it. All those Somalis were freezing their testicles off. It was quite a sight to see down there, down by the Twin Cities, Minneapolis, St. Paul. All these Somalis standing around with their testicles shrunk back up into their chest. It looked like they all had little growths right here on their neck. It was quite crazy to see in Minnesota. Crazy stuff. They're not used to that cold weather there. Nope, they don't. You know, but you know who does like the cold weather? The Hmong. The Hmong got accustomed to it very quickly. Yep. All right. South Africa prepares trade deal meant to ease tensions. Where's that at? From Propaganda 24? Asheville. Asheville. No power to, again, Augusta's all in for the U.S., okay? Showed the poll thing last night. We had 15. I did show the poll last night. Oh, my God. I did show it last night. We still had 1,200 people. Yep. In fact, last night, let me find that. It's here. Last night's poll. Okay, here you go. In last night's poll, we got 1,100 votes. You're saying I should show it. Dude, you got to pay attention to what's going on. You guys, everyone's always got good advice, but it's always after the fact, and you're wrong. So here you go. This is last night. That's last night's poll. Would you take up Trump's refugee or farmer fast path offers? 71%. Oh, actually, it was later today, not last night. 71% said yes. 21% said they'll wait for details. That means 92% say they're interested in it. That's 1,100 votes. So I did that already, man. Thank you for the suggestion, but already done. Already done. All right. Oh my God. You're going to have a pretty hectic schedule if you receive a position at the White House and running your YouTube. No, I'll just cut back to one broadcast per day. Gosh, I mean, guys, my entire life has been working endless hours. I don't do well when I don't find something productive to do. I can't sit around and just veg and just, sit back. I mean, laying on the beach and getting skin cancer from lying there roasting like a lobster, that's it's disgusting. No, not for me. Playing in the ocean, not for me. That's for sharks, not for me. Thank you, though, Kathleen. It's a good point. Here in the U.S., if you want a garage pie, you have to make it yourself. No idea what they're talking about there. Russell lied about inquiries made. Yeah, I'm sure he did. He lies all the time about America. 14 states, U.S. been over a year, James Henry says. Are you the one that's in Tennessee, James? I'm trying to remember. Who put cheese on I know, that's just crazy. Cheese on apple pie. Pumpkin pie. Oh, pumpkin pie is quite tasty. You put whipped cream on top of that. 63% no, 13%. Oh, wait, details. Oh, yes. Oh, you're talking that's the Twitter one. Okay. Oh, maybe that's what Omicron was talking about. I should have put Twitter on there last night. Okay. Yeah, Russell is U.S. ambassador, same as Satan being hell's ambassador to heaven. Yep. Oh, so Duro. I don't know what you said that people are judging you. Oh, is that what you put on the food? And Kathleen Barnard gave a 35 rand super chat. Thank you for that. I'm not sure why, but I can't see the join button to become a paid member. Could be because I'm currently in Namibia. No, it has nothing to do with that, Estelle. It's your device. It's your device. I don't know. It happens with mobile phones a lot. Okay. Loki Jordan said, we sold our farm next to the Lesotho border years ago. Fear of attacks drove us to sell. Yeah, no, I get you. Yes, Arctic has an incredible job, man. That dude flies everywhere. He comes to Harrisburg all the time and never invites me out for dinner. Not once, not one time. He's dead to me. Wait, no, I can't say that. I need him as a moderator. No, I love Arctic. Arctic's wonderful. He's fantastic. To also work a normal day job while running your channel. No, I'm not, Peter. My normal day job is consulting, and so that's an on-call and when I'm available, and I turn down a lot of offers. So in the past 18 months, I've turned down an offer to be a defense advisor for the Ministry of Defense in Madagascar. I've turned down a job in Mauritius. I've turned down another job in Uganda, all in the last 18 months. All of those jobs made at least $180,000 a year. And I did that. Oh, Jim Jones is here, man. Time for some Guyana grape. We'll pause. Guyana grape. No. Hey, Jim Jones, welcome to the program. Sorry, your namesake is not a good guy. We remember him very badly. 1978, if I recall correctly. Anyway, yeah, I've turned down these jobs to keep delivering the news people because, look, we talk about whether the channel makes money or I lose money or I do this or do that. But part of what has become clear is that a lot of people are turned off by the fake news and the nonsense and all the charlatans that you find on social media who really don't know their ass from a hole in the ground. So a reasonable number of people have come to say they truly rely on what I do. And so I feel, unless something truly amazing comes along, that I don't have to do these other things. So at the age of 59, again this year, I have to make decisions about, I'm not going to live to be 150. I'm also not 25 anymore. So my time is valuable. I'd rather spend it with you all than work 9 to 5 for somebody to get paid a lot of money, unless it's a crap load of money. Flying Boar is back from Canada. Missed you, buddy. Talk about a super chat. Flying Boar used to do like 5 or 6 super chats in a stream. It was crazy. Why don't you call the White House, introduce yourself, and explain what's going on? Because I can't get through the White House. You can't get through. The switchboard doesn't take you. They don't talk to anybody. Have you tried to contact the White House? Good morning, Kevin Storm from PE. You also work, okay. You came to Howick. Michael, I came to Howick. I've been to Howick 4 times in the past 2 years. 4 times. John Tungay, the founder of the Drakensberg Choir School and the Drakendale School, is a personal friend of mine. John is almost 90, or damn near 90. I usually stay with John and his wife when I'm there. They're wonderful people. What I think of the Midlands? I think they're a very fascinating, interesting place. Unfortunately, your highway is going to crap because all the rail traffic is now on the roads, and it's horrible. But I think that Chris Pappas has done a fine job there, but somehow he's not getting much attention lately, which is a shame. Smart guy. I've interviewed Chris Pappas in person 3 times and by Zoom once or twice. Yep. Mr. QB, thanks for voicing thoughts and concerns. As a comment from me, this BE is killing the economy. Any further news from Capitol Hill? Nothing from Capitol Hill. Thank you, Yoakum, for your subscription. Nothing from Capitol Hill, but Trump had a Truth Social post this morning, which we covered earlier today. 9 o'clock USA time. So that was what, 15 hours ago. Anton Feldsman, thank you for the 140 round super chat. Russell and Neil Diamond are Cater's most valuable channel for news and insights. Thank you, Llewellyn Nell. That sounds very like a Welsh Dutch name. News 24, I'm done with you. Look at how they report Chris Africa back on home soil after moaning to Trump. Yeah, I saw that. I have that coming up here. That's not news. That's disgraceful. That's absolutely disgraceful. I mean, can you be any more obvious that you're just frauds than that? And that was 2 things they had in there. They say Trump lied. Trump didn't lie. Land is being confiscated. Sisheho and also East London, as well as Joburg. I've already reported, shown the video footage of the land grabs taking place in Sisheho a month ago. And they're all doing it because they said Ramaphosa signed the law. We are expropriating. The fact that they're not government authorities doesn't change the fact that people's land has been stolen. Jules, Donkey Colonel. I think I'll make good money making pies over there. Maybe. You never know. Americans could fall in for that. Yeah, so, that's not news. That's disgraceful. It's unbelievable. Trump lied. Trump didn't lie. They want you to believe Trump lied. They want you to believe there's no confiscation of land going on. The land is being confiscated. It's being occupied by squatters. It doesn't change reality. You want to call it confiscation, you want to call it squatting, you want to call it, illegal occupation. Call it what you want. The land is being taken and it's being held onto, and the authorities are allowing it. If you have a SAFA account and you are in another country, you need a VPN to join or super chat. Oh, there you go. Oh, that's why you probably, if you're in Namibia, you probably can't join but the button should be there, but it just wouldn't let the transaction go through. Yeah, that's what you're talking about. Strange seeing me in Boktop and pronouncing Afrikaans words better than some South African Sooties. Well, better than most, James, I would say. Ja, maar ek praat nie Afrikaans nie, maar ek verstaan. So, I started teaching myself Afrikaans a long time ago. Unlike Evan, I don't have a tutor, and I don't make a significant effort to improve my Afrikaans ability because I'm so busy doing other things. But so Evan Galopter has a tutor, and he said he had a tutor, and it's been helping him, and he seems to be getting his vocabulary pretty correct, and but his pronunciation's pretty wicked. Sorry, that's not a dig, buddy. Pretty wicked. Okay, so my other video just went live 3 minutes ago. In fact, it's still live right now. Let's go check it out. I'll just put a second or two of it up there so you guys can see it. Some good news for farmers aspiring to leave South Africa and take Donald Trump's new offer up for those who are in danger in their public safety. His Trump Truth Social post that he had from earlier today, in which he offered those farmers in South Africa who are in danger and safety. And I'll quote him. He says, to go a step further, any farmer with family from South Africa is seeking to flee. Sorry, you guys can't hear my microphone. Sorry. Thank you. I got it. Mic's on. I don't have my needle stuck in the roof. Sorry. So I had to do that because you get the reverb and echo. That's why I put it on mute. So it used to be when they didn't have this pop filter on here, I could clearly see the color. But with the pop filter on, it kind of blends in, and you can't really see the color as well. See, look at that. See, it just doesn't jump out to you, particularly at an angle. So that's why I miss it sometimes. All right. Yeah, no. So thank you. Well, I have all kinds of Springbok kit. I probably have more Springbok jerseys than most Springboks do. Singapore Airport, never been. I've been to the one in China, not China, in Hong Kong. That one I wasn't impressed by. Yeah, Trump is getting in the habit. He's like Tom McDonald, dropping his bombs on Friday. Palm Beach, mimosas. Okay, all right. Arctic, I didn't know that. Atlanta is horrible. That's correct. News 24, the gaslight. That's exactly right. Omegon says, shame, Evan is at least trying. No. If you inferred a criticism of Evan Galopter, you're not listening. I didn't criticize him. I just said his pronunciation is interesting. But he definitely does try. He's putting a lot of effort into it, and you gotta give the guy credit for that. And he'll get better and better at it. I don't know if his accent will improve. The thing about accents is you've got to work at them. So so a lot of Americans, when they speak French, je suis américain, je viens des États-Unis. J'adore le pays de France. C'est très bien. That would be an American accent. Moi-même, j'adore le pays de France. C'est très, très joli. C'est un pays formidable. Moi-même, j'adore la France. C'est incroyable. C'est vraiment incroyable. Now, there you go. There's a French accent. Maybe not the best, but it's pretty good. Same thing with German. Victor Kiem was a wealthy guy who bought the Remington Steel Company. He used to do these commercials. He insisted doing the commercial himself because he thought he connected with his consumers. He says, I like the razor so much that I bought the company. It was a famous advert in America in the 70s and early 80s. And Victor Kiem, who at one time owned the New England Patriots, before the guys that own it now. But Victor Kiem did the commercial in German. I was in Germany in the 80s. He insisted on doing it. And it was horrible. He's like, das ich die Firma gekauft habe. Oh, it was painful to the ears. Das ich die Firma It should have been something like, das ich die Firma gekauft habe. Yeah. Oh, it was terrible, man. It was terrible. Anyway, but no, I'm not picking on Evans. Do not anybody infer that or tell him that, because I will hunt you down. Nandis Keelane says, if Trump is going to kick South Africa, can this be moved forward? It can happen at any moment. Actually, Nandis, you ask a very good question. Currently, South Africa is in violation of U.S. law. Now, South Africa is not subject to U.S. law unless they sign an agreement agreeing to abide by the terms. They agree to abide by the terms of the African Growth and Opportunity Act. Key in that is respect for private property rights. I've put it on the channel many times. I've put it in my videos many times. Right out of the law, right out of the public law, if you receive African Growth and Opportunity benefits of duty-free access to the U.S. market, you must do several things. One of those is respect for private property rights, and is right at the top. So the mere fact of introducing that, making it law, Flying Boar's got another one. $5 super chat. The white English South Africans, are they including Trump's refugee asylum program? There is no asylum program, Flying Board. It looks like you've been busy and you're just tuning into this topic again now. There's no asylum offer here. You can't get asylum unless you're in the country and then you apply for it. What the Biden regime did for the past 4 years is violate law and international norms and contort and pervert the asylum process and flood our court system with criminal alien invaders with fake asylum claims who will eventually be deported. So it's not asylum. This is a refugee offer, and it's unclear because the executive order says Afrikaners, but then the embassy later modified that to say ethnic minorities. That could be a whole bunch of people, white, black, colored, Indian. So I said at the very beginning when I first announced this, within 2 hours of Trump doing it on February 7th, that it's likely to include ethnic minorities. The embassy followed up with that 3 days later and said the same thing. We've seen nothing since then. So Flying Board, I have no idea what it will be. We don't know. We have to wait and see. Wish BE was dropped. It's BS policy. Yep. Hey, Jarethra, welcome back. We are not proud of the Y front flag, says M. Okay. Michael's got a honeymoon. About to go on my honeymoon to Mauritius. Do you think that would be chances? No. Why? No, Michael, no. Well, that's a crazy question. No. We don't care if you go to Israel or to, North Korea might be a problem. You go to North Korea, that's going to get some scrutiny from an official. You go to Iran, that's going to get some scrutiny from an official. Unless you happen to work in the oil industry, they're like, oh, okay, you went there for that. No, you can go to Mauritius. Why? That wouldn't have any effect whatsoever. James says, have friends moved to Australia after the house was burned down in 2021, riots in KZN. Oh, wow. Wow. Adjustment, but it's good. Our company takes good care of us, and we have good support systems in place. Okay, I travel quite a bit. You are in Pennsylvania. My brother would cock himself if I had to meet you. If you had to meet me, or if you happen to meet me. Well, James, if you're in Pennsylvania, drop me a note. Join one of the groups. Send me a note. And if you're up this way, not too far, I'll tell you, I'm somewhere between Harrisburg and Gettysburg, in an undisclosed location in the brick and steel of a modern building. No, more like the drywall and timber of a modern home. Anyway, so yeah, it's ridiculous to say that I lost all my faith and patriotism for my country. Says Loretta. Linda Griesa, welcome to you. And I fell behind here. Okay. Ben, I'm a new subscriber, and you have probably answered this question many times, but why are you so invested in South African politics? Well, I'm invested in politics in general. I'm a political scientist. I'm a historian. I'm a published author. I'm an academic. I've taught undergraduate university at Iowa State, taught postgraduate at the Army War College, where I was thesis advisor on dozens of theses. That was brutal work. I speak 6 languages to varying degrees of proficiency, and I spent 36 and a half years in the Army. I was stationed in Germany 3 times, in Italy once, in Africa I was stationed in Tunisia, Liberia, Botswana, Malawi, Niger, Mauritania, Uganda, and Ethiopia. In 1978-79 timeframe, I read a book by James Michener called The Covenant, which is about South African historical fiction, and Geloof de Dag, and I became fascinated in South Africa. But I already had an interest in Southern Africa because of Rhodesia, Mozambique, and Angola from 1975 onwards, from about the time I was 10 years old. And and I started following it and going from there. Graduated high school, went to college for a year, partied, chased girls, left school after a year because I was wasting my time and other people's money because I was dirt poor and living off of grants and working minimum wage and getting student loans. It wasn't a good use of my time. Went in the Army to get money for college, managed to get an associate's degree, a 2-year degree while on active duty, which wasn't easy at the University of Maryland. Went back to my alma mater at Ohio University, fixed my grade point average, graduated with honors, and while I was there, I studied history, German. I was trying to double major, but I needed 2 more classes in German, and I would have had to stay another year because it come in sequence, and I wasn't willing to stay at university for another year. I wanted to get back in the workforce and do things, make some money, and change history, and it's a good thing I did. So I came back in the Army as a lieutenant, and then I was an intelligence officer, and then my interest in Africa was already there, so I requested to become a Foreign Area Officer for Africa. I did a early designation request. They said there's no such thing, but we thank you for your interest. We'll keep it in mind when it's your turn. When it was my turn, I was designated a Foreign Area Officer for Sub-Saharan Africa around 1995, and then I continued to focus on that. So later I was stationed in Vicenza, Italy, where I was the counterintelligence commander down there, responsible for all counterintelligence in Southern Europe, which is a big responsibility for a captain. It used to be a full colonel's job. Anyway, so I did that, and my unit was responsible for non-combat evacuation operations in Africa. We had a couple missions, one to Congo-Brazzaville. We sent a couple NCOs down there just before I arrived. And then we nearly sent folks to Zambia when there was an attempted coup as well. So that was our focus, among other things. I designed exercises using aircraft, flying our agents from one part of Italy to another, landing at one of our bases and treating as if it was a embassy compound in a foreign country. And a great scenario we did. That was fantastic. Deployed to Bosnia when I was there, and then left and went to Monterey, California, where I learned French at l'École d'État-Major. No, I'm sorry, that's the Staff College in Tunisia. At the Defense Language Institute, I learned French, went to Tunisia, was a student and a graduate of l'École d'État-Major, the Staff College in Tunisia. I ran HIV programs all over Africa. I ran Ebola research programs, as well as trained militaries, rebuilt the Armed Forces of Liberia, designed the intelligence enterprise for the Botswana Defense Force, built schools and clinics. I'm published author by Stellenbosch University, also by the Army War College, and also in popular press. I'm an author on contributor on the Daily Friend in South Africa, plus local newspapers here in Pennsylvania. I've often been a source for major media outlets, including the Washington Examiner newspaper, frequently use me as a source on many issues. I've contributed many reports. Why South Africa? Because it's infinitely fascinating. Does that answer the question? No, I wasn't trolling you. I forgot the light was off. So, Ben, does that answer the question? Thank you. And so my question, Ben, is how did you find this channel? Yeah, pop filter is doing a major difference at keeping things under control. Yeah. Also, I won't ruin the microphone. It lasts a lot longer. Please ask Trump to stop everything else that supply side, including Microsoft. Well, that would take a trade embargo, and that would be very serious. Sean Mortimer. Hey, Chris, if you look at Trump's address last night, what flag is the one to the right of it? I don't know. I don't have it in front of me. To his right should be the U.S. flag on the left. That's the left-hand side. Flying Boar says, very sad to see South Africa heading in the same direction as Zimbabwe. It is, Flying Boar. Very sad to see that. Jules, welcome to you. Anna Marie Nell. Hey, Anna Marie Nell, our Formula One hero. Rona Scott, the staff are really rubbing off on you. Footsec. Oh, no, that's a long time ago, man. Lots of stuff rug off on me. If I go to Liberia, I speak Liberian English. So I ask you questions like, where are you from? And you're like, what do you mean? Rugga man, you must be a rugby person. Thank you for joining us. You're going, what do you mean? That's not slang. Where are you from? It is. It doesn't mean, Nelspread. It doesn't mean Joburg. It doesn't mean Hermanus. It doesn't mean Wellington. It means where are you from? It means where did you just come from in Liberian English. That's one example. Yeah, I've been footsecking since before most of you were born. Yeah, so glad I grew up bilingual. Yeah, Patrick, now with an offer for Afrikaans, you probably are glad you did. Patrick, American isn't English, it's American. No, it's English. We've perfected the language which the British abused. Yeah, see, we weren't the Brits. We didn't let ourselves be invaded by the French and take it up the backside, up the bum, and pervert our language. We didn't let that happen. The English let that happen. Boy, most men when they drink speak perfect Swahili. I don't know about that, Marissa Besselar, but Gina langu ni Chris, mimi anaka ang Pennsylvania. Okay. All right, speaks Afrikaans with a German inflection. I do have that German accent. That's why, people are always attacking me for that. So why bother when I'm always getting beat up? And it's not all friendly banter. Some people are just abusive. Well, yeah, you sound like a German. Jeez, I'm trying to speak your language. Fuck off. Mostly, okay. Do you think there'd be an age restriction? No. Antoinette Carnier, I've said this 18 zillion times now. We're into zillions. We've gone past trillions to zillions. 18 zillion times. Age is not a factor. Physical impairment is not a factor. A visual impairment, a hearing impairment, a speaking impairment, these are not things that prevent you from coming to America as a refugee. Refugee status is for anybody and everybody who is threatened. 92-2. Both sides can come. No one is limited by their age. No one is limited by their skills because we don't care about your skills. Oh, I'm a nuclear physicist and I can... Who gives a flip? You want to immigrate to America? We care. Put your application in, pay the fees, get in line. Maybe we'll let you come here because we use nuclear engineers. But if you are granted refugee status based on a perceived threat or a real threat against a group of people, which is what Trump has generously done for Afrikaners, whatever that group will be in South Africa, all you have to do is not be a crook, not be a criminal, not be a violent offender, and comply with what we ask, and boom, shakalaka, you are here. That's how it works, man. That's how it works. Cynthia Fundamental says, wow. What's wow? Okay. Can speak, read, write, Afrikaans, English, Zulu, Hebrew, Greek, and Kak. JJ Pretorius, wow, Hebrew would make me think you're probably Jewish. Yeah, thanks. Didn't expect such detailed answer, but you popped up my YouTube. Ben, well, that's the Reader's Digest version. I have a 17-page CV. Yep. So Flying Boar, I told you when he comes in, he does lots of super chats. Namibia was part of South Africa, so how did they get their independence? Well, they were never part of South Africa. They were German Southwest Africa, Deutsche Südwestafrika, and after World War I, the League of Nations gave a mandate to the South African government to administer Namibia. Now, the South African government treated it as if it was a province of South Africa, but it was never legally a province. After the Second World War, the United Nations said the mandate was invalid in the 60s, get out of there, and the National Party said, Footsec, we're administering it, we have a mandate from League of Nations. The UN said League of Nations doesn't exist anymore, and they said, yeah, and your point is, they didn't revoke it before they quit. So they gained independence in 1989. We're not Zimbabwe. There might be similar things happen, but it's a completely different circumstance with a broader class of ideas and races. I believe we can overcome. Well, possibly. Marlborough Boar says, so Dage says just giving the government the green light to start killing minorities. What planet are you on? Where do you get this nonsense? All conspiracy theories are only right. Farmers. How can people be stupid? You all being punished for apartheid. Well, I don't think that's actually a boor. I think that's a troll, but I'll address it. First off, if you were dumb enough to believe any of that, then you deserve what you get. Green light to kill minorities. So someone commenting about a behavior in another country is a green light. So we give refugee status to Uyghurs from China. So is that a green light for the Chinese to start murdering them? We give refugee status to Venezuelans, to Cubans, to Yemenis, to Syrians, to Iraqis, to Afghans. So the government should just allow to kill them? Oh, shut up, man. What a stupid comment. conspiracy theories were right. No, fucking bullshit. Conspiracy theories. It's not fucking farmers. Open your fucking ears and pay fucking attention, Malbor. Not attention. The program does not exist yet. And it is open to Afrikaners who are victims of unjust racial discrimination. Yet to be defined what an Afrikaner is. This has nothing to do with it. This is a tweet on Truth Social, which came out today. Take your shit and go elsewhere. Take your fucking shit and go elsewhere. Nobody wants to hear your garbage at this hour on a Saturday morning. Now, if I've inferred incorrectly what your intent was, Malbor, which sounds like, an evil boar, then you tell me. No, Stefan the Pale African, you're not the only one with buffering issues. They do it to my channel. Well, they don't have barbarians ruling them. We had barbarians in apartheid, and now what? I don't know. Now, okay, I'm going to entertain you, Malbor, because I don't know what you're going on there. Sometimes trolling is fun. Sometimes it's trolling fun. So Malbor, if you're not a troll, hang around. But no, what conspiracy theories? Conspiracy theories is only for farmers. That's a lie. This is what I love when this trolling comes along. I get to just refute all this stuff. All right, here we go. Once again. Not farmer mentioned once in the executive order. Executive order, the only thing that's legal that's applying to this whole situation is executive order issued on the 7th of February by the President of the United States. It applies to the executive branch of the United States government, which is the body that's responsible for processing people under the refugee program, which is a consequence of the Immigration and Nationality Act of 1980. There's some facts right there. All right. In shocking disregard of its citizens' rights, the Republic of South Africa recently enacted Expropriation Act 13 to enable the government of South Africa to seize ethnic minority Afrikaners' agricultural property without compensation. This act follows countless government policies designed to dismantle equal opportunity in employment, education, and business. Does that say farmers, education, business, employment? No, it doesn't. And hateful rhetoric and government actions fueling disproportionate violence against racially disfavored landowners. Again, landowners isn't farmers. It is, but not exclusively. Refugee resettlement and other humanitarian. This is implementation. Secretary of State, Secretary of Homeland Security shall take steps appropriate, consistent with the law, to prioritize humanitarian relief, including admission and resettlement through the United States Refugee Admissions Program for Afrikaners in South Africa who are victims of unjust racial discrimination. Not in Namibia, not in Botswana, not in Zimbabwe, not in Ireland, not in New Zealand, in South Africa. And it doesn't define what an Afrikaner is. That's the only legal thing. Trump today, after the bullshit and the racist garbage coming from Julius Malema, and even from the IFP, that was a huge disappointment in Parliament. After that garbage, the insults, the attacks on America because we aren't giving you free money anymore. America is aggressive, attacking us. We're not attacking you. You want attacks? They're coming. Keep it up, idiots. So Trump trolled them today. And he talks about South Africa's got a lot of problems. It's a bad place to be. And he says, but to go a step further, and this is a step beyond the refugee program, which is yet to be released. Any farmer with family from South Africa seeking to flee that country for reasons of safety will be invited into the United States of America with a rapid pathway to citizenship. This process will begin immediately. Now, according to this, I could infer from this, correctly or incorrectly, that those seeking to flee the country could be people on an H-2A visa in the States. Could be. We don't know. We'll wait and see. Anyway, so that's easy. Tiny players. Nice. I'm wondering what's the most populous state that has the most South Africans. Well, it's obvious where South Africans are at. Most of them are probably in California, Texas, Florida, New York. How much has President Trump saved the USA with the cuts? I don't know. There's conflicting data on that. Val, I don't know. We don't know. It's involved the lawsuits and restarting and starting. I don't know if we're actually saving money, but we'll probably save a lot. Chronic says a lot of people not wanting to give up South Africa. Aaron said we need to work towards self-governance. I don't know that that's what I inferred from what he said, but yeah, most people don't want to give up South Africa. So Malbor, thank you for that second comment. Okay, so Malbor, you're not a troll, but you're insulting people by their race. So, all right, I'm going to give you a little more rope here to hang yourself. Knock the nonsense off. Not a troll at all, a farmer, but the white asses, and now the ANC, all barbarians that ruled our people. Malbor, are you colored? Is that your beef here? You're colored and you're angry at the ANC and at white folks? Then please share that. you're welcome here. We have a large color audience in this channel. We have a small Indian audience, and we have a pretty significant white audience too. Yeah. So you're welcome here as long as you're not disparaging other people. So, all right. Trump has not evoked one executive order. Revoked. He's making NC sweat. Exactly. Yes, I know. Mal. Yeah. Yeah. French for mal is for ill or crazy. Yes, it's like the troll account and stir shit, right? So I give him a little more chance to do it. The fact that Trump said it begins immediately, but there's nothing that's beginning immediately. We are just waiting some more. Kwanzaa. You state the obvious and you make a fair point. That's what I said immediately on a Friday night. What's going to happen there? Rugged Man, thanks for the information. You're very welcome, man. Yes, in other FU programs, that has been the case, but we could be different. Okay. Paul Grobler says, do you think it would be important to have existing contacts in your state before considering the offer from President Trump and thinking in terms? Yeah, no, it would be. So, for instance, I can't tell you how it's going to go, Paul, but let's spitball a scenario. I get hired by the U.S. government to do the interviews. Why? Because I'm a federal law enforcement official. I'm a counterintelligence agent, and I do background investigations, and that's exactly what this will be, interviews and background investigations. So they hire me, send me over to South Africa, set me up in a building. We rent a building in Pretoria. People come there, and every day I go back to the embassy along with my team, but we go interview. We schedule an appointment online. You come in. We sit down and we talk to you. Tell me about yourself. And then now it's your turn. Listen, I'm interested in this refugee program. That's why I'm here. I am working for a company out of Minneapolis. Is it at all possible for my family to be located in Minneapolis? I will say, well, I can't answer that question as the person doing your interview and your investigation. However, I will forward the information to those who make the decision. And boom, write it down. Give the contact details, give the name, give the place. If you got family, they will do their best to put you in a place where there are sponsors and if you have ties already. There's no guarantees. You might have a cousin that lives in Florida and you wind up in Idaho. Unlikely, but it could happen. So you simply need to ask. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Favorite senator is John Kennedy. Yeah, he's pretty funny. There are a lot of pine trees, a lot of water, but not too cold. I don't know what not too cold is. Fact that people believe in conspiracy theories. Yep. Ooh, Eternal Bear is going off in Afrikaans. I'll skip that. People always seek the truth, even if you might not like it. Always seek it, yes. Always been too dark. Okay, white. All right, so Malbor, you are colored. Whereabouts you from? Are you a farmer? You said you're a farmer, okay? By the way, this program might be available to you should you be interested in it. So, Malbor, I understand your beef, historical, especially if you're over the age of 50. I get it. If you're under the age of 50, I'm not buying the story. But if you're over the age of 50, I'll buy the fact you feel resentful that you've been mistreated by blacks and by whites. Tell us a little bit about yourself without disclosing your home or something like that. You know, whereabouts in the country you're from and what kind of farming do you do? Crypto Noob, do you think our Stormers will have a chance in the URC? I don't know. They really got to get together. They got a favorable schedule. A lot of games at home. They got to close out and win all the games, though. Yeah, if I do the interviews, just bring Druvors. They can bribe me, right? My seeking for it. Doesn't matter what your color, creed. Just be decent. Listen to what's being said. Exactly. Okay. Engelbrecht, even though we love our country, we will make a move for a better future. Okay. Sharks Alliance on Rugby Ascendant. Thank you for that, Charmaine. Belinda Fundamental, thank you for subscribing. Chris, I'm colored and I love your show. I'm part of the marginalized groups. How the ANC does not see us at all. Thank you, Charles Boyson. I didn't know that about you. I know you've been in the chat and I've treated you very respectfully and fair. Because I treat everybody respectfully and fair unless they're little shitballs. Wow. So, but Charles, thanks for sharing that. Appreciate that. Oh, so Malbor is not trolling. He's actually got some real stuff here. Okay. You mentioned H2A. What is your view after Trump's tweet? I think that Mr. OB, look, there's nothing here to go off of other than that. But that tweet would give me the impression that seeking to flee, it doesn't mean you have to be in the country. It could be there's people already over here and it's farmers. So if you're an H2A, maybe I don't know how he does it because you can't apply for refugee status, but maybe he'll open the door for asylum and give you expedited. I don't know. We have to wait and see. Trump is confusing everybody. So we have to wait and see. But yeah, it definitely is a good development, I think. Seems that Trump is beginning to turn a few more levers. Exactly, Afrikaner Boer. He's turning a few levers on them. I think you're right about that. We'll have a recent flight, Mauritius after effect. No. Okay, Michael, did you go to Mauritius and overstay your visa? No. Did you go there on holiday? Yeah. It doesn't matter. You can travel anywhere in the world. But you just need to be in South Africa to apply for the asylum. Or not the asylum. Oh, now you got me doing it. The refugee. Okay, Malbor says, I don't speak Afrikaans. Farm in Natal. My family's been murdered on our farm. And now run the farm. My wife and 10-year-old daughter. Oh, my goodness. Okay, Malbor. Okay, first off, I'm so sorry that your loved ones were raped. That's horrific. We've talked about this many, many times on this program. Unfortunately, I understand where you're coming from, but nothing but sympathy and thoughts and prayers and I hope that they're able to overcome that. These are horrible things that happen. South Africa is a truly violent place and with some truly evil people that are encouraged because of the lack of criminal justice, lack of prosecution, and no deterrence to people committing these crimes. It's truly sick. Really sorry to hear that. Wow. What kind of farming do you do in Marlborough? Are you a cattle farmer, a sugar cane grower, maize in Natal? Interesting. Thank you for sharing. Opinion, do you think the U.S. administration would look into whether your situation is really in trouble and what says some family? Well, chronic equation, normally that is the case. But as I said, with the executive order, Trump created a class of people. And if you look at the immigration law, the Immigration Nationality Act of 1980, if you look at the categories of people, a special category of people that are identified by the government, in this case by the president, really don't have to prove that they're being persecuted or that they're victims of a crime, just that they're part of that group. And that's why when I have people coming on for the past month, well, an Afrikaner is this. I said, it doesn't matter what you say an Afrikaner is. It doesn't matter what I say an Afrikaner is. What matters is what the U.S. government determines an Afrikaner to be. Now, for instance, many people are considered U.S. persons, but they're not. They're foreign nationals. But that's for tax purposes. That's for clearance purposes. That's for interaction with the government. You are a U.S. person if you have a headquarters in the United States, even if you're not a U.S. citizen. You are a U.S. person. A corporation is a U.S. person, right? So if your foreign corporation puts its headquarters in the United States or an office in the United States, you are considered a U.S. person. You must comply with U.S. law. So in this case, who an Afrikaner is up to the government. It could include Malbor if Malbor wants to be one, but we don't know until they issue guidance. If I was running the program, it would likely include Malbor. Malbor has clearly been a victim of racial discrimination. And in my book, even though you don't speak Afrikaans, maybe you qualify in that respect because you're an ethnic minority. So there you go. I think the doubt goes beyond just being accepted to be a refugee. Some people who are old or infirm may worry about how to survive later on in the year after support. Well, it's not a year of support, Evie. That's a misnomer too. The support programs last for up to 5 years. Up to 5 years. And as far as income, Social Security supplemental, that's not a 1 year. That's forever. You know, many of these programs are forever. It's the initial cash to help you out when you arrive, that's not forever. That's for 1 year. Yeah. So there you go. Surely once you get a green card, you can move wherever you want in the USA. You don't have to wait for that, Steph, the Pale African. You can move wherever you want once you get here, but you're going to leave your sponsor and you're going to have a hard time getting support from the program if you go someplace like, Cody, Wyoming, where there's no sponsor at. So yeah, it's also not easy to move. It takes money to move. You can't just get up and go. I mean, unless you're 18 and all you have is a carry-on bag, like this one here. If you're 18 and all your things fit in this little British and Irish Lion series from 2022, if they all fit in a little bag like this, you can pick up and go. But if you're like most people, life's not that simple. You've got insurance, you've got medical, you've got bills, you've got mail, you got this, you got that, so you just can't pick up and go. But yeah, you don't have to wait till you're a citizen for that. That's nonsense. I care for South Africa, but South Africa isn't about leaving behind your cultures. Our home is with our culture, no matter where we are. We're going to end up, we're still South Africans who call home anyway. Well, that's fine, tiny players, and I don't disagree with you, but if you think that your children and your grandchildren will remain Afrikaners, you're delusional. Won't happen. The history is there. Afrikaners went to Argentina, they went to Kenya, they go to Australia, they go to New Zealand, they go to England, they go to Canada, and they're no longer Afrikaners the next generation. I don't want to hear the story about, we went to Argentina and they still speak Afrikaans. I speak Afrikaans better than those people do. Trust me. Anyway, so it just doesn't work. Now, there are exceptions. We have the Amish that came to this country 350 years ago. They still speak German as a first language. They still practice their faith. They still live their same traditional ways. But that's highly unusual. Highly unusual. Anyone living in Arizona, would you recommend or not? Well, I've lived in Arizona. It's dry for me. But it's all right. Circular signs used by Democrats. I know more U.S. politicians than South African ministers' names are tongue twisters. Abby's expressing her concern for Marlborough's family. I can understand why Marlborough is so upset. But Marlborough, you're not alone. Many of my viewers, sadly, are victims. I don't even want to do a poll here. If I were to ask how many women in this chat were raped in South Africa, we'd all start crying. I guarantee it, we would all start crying. I don't want to ask that of people here. And men raped too. If I were to ask you if you've been raped in South Africa, I bet you it would be shocking. Now, it's an anonymous poll, so nobody would know what you voted. But I mean, maybe I should do that poll. But it's sick. It's sick. Walkill says people here think they're not in danger. If the GNU falls apart, they don't even want to think about it. Well, GNU isn't going to last. So a lot of in South Dakota. That's true. That's a big farming area. So, but that's not South Africans. Those are people who are migrants on work visas. Are you aware of any initiatives for the USA to take hands with South Africans who feel they can't leave? No, I'm not aware of that, Afrikaner Boer, right now. You farm maize and cattle. Can't leave. This is my land. Why go to the USA? My roots are here. Born here in 1970, grew up on the farm. Between farming here 10 years, take the city. Listen, Marlborough, I hear you. And most people are going to be that way. I'm not. Okay, so let's be very clear about something for those of you who are here. I am not here to encourage anyone. Hang on, I'm going to change the color of my mic. It's kind of irritating me now. I've been at it for a while. Hang on. Come on. Light. Let's go back to the mauve. There you go. Ooh, pretty lights. So I'm not here to encourage anyone to leave South Africa. I find it heartbreaking that anyone would want to leave South Africa. And I've said the same thing about those going to New Zealand, Australia, Canada, USA, England, Scotland. I'm also not here to discourage anybody. That's not my role. That's not what I do this for. So, I mean, can you imagine this? That I like South Africa so much. I love it so much that I go there to meet all the people, black, white, and brown. I go there and one day there's no white people. There's no Boers. Well, that wouldn't be fun. It's not South Africa without the Boers. Most aren't going to take this up. Malbor. Most aren't going to take this up. Some will. And that's their prerogative. Maize and cattle. All right, cool beans. Yeah, thanks for sharing that. And thank you for being here, Malbor. And thank you for not running off when I moored you a few minutes ago, because it looked like a troll. And what you were saying looked like a troll. You came in very hot and heavy, and now we're having a cogent conversation. So thank you for your adultness and sticking around. And my apologies for coming in so hot, but your initial tweet, your initial posting was very, very troll-like. So thank you for being here. Dry, clean, no humidity. Winter is very mild. Well, except in the mountains, Arctic. Paul says, appreciate your answer. You're welcome. Jonathan DT's back. The irony is that almost every Jew in South Africa supported the ANC for half a century. That's true, Jonathan. We know how you're hard on Jews, but you're right about that. Okay. Good morning. More Almal. More Almal. Good morning, Mario Skeppers. Okay. He is talking about Arizona Veritas. Dry. If you do the interview, bring a truck for all the biltong. Sorry to hear about your loss. Stay strong. Yeah, that's horrible. That's horrible stuff. No one should have to go through that. That's the problem with South Africa. Joel Pollak was an ANC supporter. I'm not aware of that. When was Joel Pollak an ANC supporter? He grew up in America, not South Africa. And when he went to South Africa, he graduated from UCT and became a speechwriter, chief speechwriter for Tony Leon, who was the Democratic Alliance leader. When did he support the ANC? He was a leftist. Yeah, that's true. That's another thing I get a kick out of this. All these reform leftists. Everyone loves a reform leftist. But those who've always been true conservatives, we're taken for granted. Yeah, I don't fully trust converts. I mean, if you thought the world was so wonderful on that side, what made you change your mind? Christian Ludwicki, welcome to you. Tracy, good morning to you. My son is fluent in English due to not being able to put him in an Afrikaans school where we live. When he was born, my household is fully bilingual. He's an Englishman, yet in an Afrikaans school now. Okay, interesting. And he's doing great. Well, that's good to hear. Yeah, it's near impossible to have a healthy relationship after you've been violated like that. It's difficult. Grew up in Walfish Bay. Okay, wow. Well, there's no water in Arizona, so don't think that's going to happen. Hey, Werner, how you doing there? Kali Maritz back again. Geniet die dag aanmaal en dag mag. Okay. Paul Grober says, if the men from Solidarity Not From are charged with high treason, you think you'll say whatever? Yes, I do think that would start a diplomatic row. Imagine that. They were guests of the White House. The president's staff met them. And they asked for South Africa not to be punished for the actions of politicians. And for that, they're being charged with treason. That isn't going to go over well with President Trump. Eternal Bear says, my deepest sympathy to Malbor. Okay. No one deserves to go through the bad thing, no matter culture or skin. It's just wrong. Yep. It is. Colorado versus South Africa weather-wise. Okay, Venant Bezidhout. South Africa doesn't have one type of weather. You've got Mediterranean climate in the Western Cape. You've got alpine climate in the Western Cape. You've got alpine climate in the Drakensberg. You've got a high veld, high desert chaparral in the Northern Cape. You've got subtropical in KwaZulu-Natal. There is no climate that's the same. Better question would be Colorado. Where in South Africa would Colorado be akin to? Colorado would be akin, I think, to the Drakensberg on the east side of the Free State, with flatlands out in front of it, and then the mountains that go up with snow on it. That would be Colorado. Which team do you support in URC, Rugged Man? Well, I'm a Stormer all the way, a Western Province supporter, have been since the early 1980s. Western Province and Stormers since they came about in Super Rugby. Yeah, unfortunately, we're not having a good season. It's a terrible season. Monty Lubbock couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. It's killed us. We've lost 3 games because of Monty. And we lost 1 because of Uri Matia. He had a bad day. So, yep. In a Line of Fire, that's a good movie. Yep. R.W. Johnson on Business was an ANC supporter. He says he was ready to shoot a Nazi here in South Africa. Really? Anybody that says they want to shoot somebody is someone suspect. Orange Blanket Blue Mensa, says Quids. All right. Thank you for explaining. You're doing all your time and patience with people in need. Well, it's my pleasure, Tractor Champ, and thank you for that. Angelique Barnard. My biggest fear is tornadoes. There's no tornadoes here. It's a big-ass country, man. South Africa would fit in many, many times over. There aren't tornadoes in most of the country. There are earthquakes. There are tropical storms. Tornado, relax. Don't go live in Tornado Alley. No one asks you to move to Kansas, Nebraska. Thanks for the chill once again. I love good constructive chat, and you always have it. I hope I have a good day, and to the staffers. All right, well, you're very welcome. Ross White just subscribed. Part 2, there are political parties planning it, and they're blaming whites for dollars being cut off. You're right about that, Mulbor, but they're wrong. See, here's the problem with that lie. Donald Trump has not had a conversation with AfriForum and Solidarity since he left office, since 2018, that we know of. Donald Trump got elected. He's been a little bit busy, focused on other things, not on South Africa. He put a tweet out without ever having talked to AfriForum and Solidarity. He put an executive order out without ever having talked to AfriForum and Solidarity. He was informed by the intelligence community and by members of the House of Representatives and the Senate about what was going on. So that's the bottom line with that. So they accuse AfriForum and Solidarity of being responsible for the money being cut. That's total nonsense. The money wasn't cut specifically to South Africa. It was cut to the whole world. See, that's the bullshit. People just can't use their brain. Donald Trump suspended foreign aid to the whole freaking world for 90 days. And what does South Africa do? Typical South. Oh, we're being singled out by the racists. Oh, they're racist. They're racist. We won't be bullied. We won't be bullied. We're real men. Do you think that went over well with Donald Trump? No. Then what did South Africa do? They joined 83 other countries in condemning the United States for imposing sanctions on the International Criminal Court. What business is that of South Africa's? None. One insult after another, one attack after another. Donald Trump said, fine. Boom. Here, executive order. Stop supporting the case against Israel in the ICJ. Stop coordinating on commercial, military, nuclear with Iran. They didn't tell him to do it. He said, because you're doing that, the money's stopping. We're cutting off aid. And then it was suspended for this year. Then what happens? They keep running their mouths. Now it's gone for good. South African politicians work themselves in a corner where they get no future aid. The rest of the world's going to get future aid potentially, but not South Africa because they're asshats. Ruvani Farabis says Trump has made no sense in his last 2 statements. Then it's Afrikaners suffering racial discrimination, and now it's farmers whose land is threatened by UWC. No, that's not true, Ruvani. You're interpreting things your own way. He made all the sense in the world. It doesn't say anything about EWC here. It says they're confiscating land and farms, which is true. People are squatting and taking land. It's the Sheho in East London and also in Joburg. He said it's a bad place to go right now. Then he goes beyond that. He moves on. Divorce yourself from that statement. To go a step further, any farmer from South Africa with their family seeking to flee, if you want to leave, if you're a farmer in South Africa, you want to flee the country because of your safety concerns, you're going to be invited to the U.S. with a rapid path to citizenship. This process begins immediately. I don't understand the confusion, Ruvani. I don't understand the confusion. That makes all the sense in the world to me. He's sending a message to the ANC. Never trust a commie. How can you add me to your WhatsApp? Well, which WhatsApp, Garrett? Okay, I don't have a WhatsApp group. We have like 8 WhatsApp groups. You told me the refugee one, can't get in. It's full. You can apply to it, but you can't get in. Every time somebody leaves, and people leave every day, I add more people. In fact, let me go look now and see. Let me go to the WhatsApp group. There it is right there. So that's not it. Okay. Okay, cool beans. Where's that? Refugee missions. Okay, so somebody just left the group, so I can add somebody here. So members, 78 people are applying to get in. Pending request, 78. So someone else just got in, but I think only one person left. That's it. Okay. All right. So one person got in that group. The other group, 2 people left. I don't think anybody's applied to that one. So members. Okay, well, there's no one waiting in that group. So there's 2 spots in this group, so you can join that group right there. Usually we don't have a spot, so you're joining the spot. Click on it, get there real fast. Get there fast. If you're the first one, you're going to get it. Quick, rush, rush, rush. Okay, so I've left that one open. So that group has a spot. There's a super chat from Flying Boar. How is Zambia doing this country? Relatively well. They've got problems, but they're doing pretty well. Yeah, their economy is relatively stable, despite their overdependence on copper and extraction. So Garrett Fundameva, there you go. Garrett Fundameva, you're not the Garrett Fundameva that I know from Northwest Province, are you? Are you? If you are, you're a really good mensch. Okay? You might be a good mensch anyway. I'm just wondering if that's the one I know. Sue77, I'll be happy anywhere in the USA places us. Nothing stopping us to move after we're assimilated. Okay? We are the Borg. Resistance is futile. Zander, welcome to you. Horrible tragedy what you and your family went through. South Africans are built different. Keep your head high. You have a family great. Yeah. If I'm colored, my girlfriend is white. Afrikaans, will the passport control guys look at me funny? Which passport control guys? South Africans? Maybe. Americans? They won't care. No one gives a crap. Okay. My wife. My wife what? Hey, Brett's here. Okay. I'm a farmer, ex-soldier, thick-skinned, or too stubborn to get my feelings hurt. Okay, Malbor. Well, I'm glad you're here. Thanks for joining us. I look forward to you engaging with us. And really, it's tragedy. You said you're in KZN, if I remember correctly. I get down that way, so my next trip, if I get down there for meet and greet, or if your farm isn't too far off the beaten path, if you welcome me out there, I'd be happy to come out. If it's not too far off the beaten path. I typically get to Durban and up to Howick at a minimum. So joined a bit late this morning, picked up the threads about farmers and family invited us. Process starts immediately. Your thoughts on this? Yeah, we'll see what happens. My husband is on H2A. His brother was brutally murdered last year. Still no arrest. My daughter-in-law, stepfather, and stepbrother murdered last month at a landfill, busy offloading. Jesus Christ. Yeah, no, it's safe in South Africa. There's nothing going on. Yeah, white South Africans aren't being targeted. White, colored, black, everyone's being targeted. How often are you live on here, says Ruggerman? Well, right now I'm doing 2 live broadcasts per day at a minimum, then whenever a story breaks. So I do a news program, which every day at 6 p.m. South Africa time, and this time of year is perfect for me because it's daylight savings time. Unfortunately, Sunday night, we jump forward an hour, so I don't have a 7-hour time difference. It'll be 6 hours and makes it a little more difficult on me. So the 6 p.m. time is set. If I'm not traveling or if I'm not working, doing something else, I do a live stream. This past week, I did consulting at the Army War College, and so I can only come out during my breaks when I was free. And so my news time started at 5:30 or at 6, at 6:30. It was not consistent, but it was around that time. But I had to do it from my mobile. I still do the news. So I do it then. This has been a new development because of what's going on, the interest in the refugee program, and people just wanting to know. And plus, the channel's been growing, and this is just an ideal time for some people. So right now, I'm broadcasting twice a day. Every 12 hours, I do a live broadcast, plus I do prepared videos all the time. In fact, I just had another 2 videos go off produced today in the last. So I produced at least 3 videos today, all of which were big news. So Rugged Man, I'm here. I also do my rugby channel, so you can find me on Rugby Ascendant. Arctic is here. Can somebody get the link for the, actually, I'll try it real quick. Let me see. Let's go to Rugby Ascendant and see if it shows the link for the Lions and Sharks game. I do play-by-play and color commentary, all of that stuff. At Rugby Ascendant. I'll give you a link for the channel too. Okay, there we go. Here's Rugby Ascendant. Please become a subscriber over there if you're not already, folks. Alrighty, so there you go. That's Rugby Ascendant, and that will be. I usually come up a little bit early, except when it's early my time, but it's 7 a.m., so I'm not going to be up early for that because it's already 1 o'clock here. By the time I get some sleep, I'll get about 3 hours sleep tonight. So that'll be up in the morning. The actual game itself is. Hang on a second. Here it is. Link, share, copy. This is the actual link to the game. So if you want to come listen to my broadcast, you're welcome to join us over there. Yep, my broadcasts seem to be pretty popular because I'm pretty enthusiastic when it comes to the games. All right. Yeah, Awkward Leon's back. Treason charge proceeded to visit USA. Why are they being... no, it didn't proceed. It didn't. No. Check the date. 10 February. 10 February is when they filed it. When John Schlope went and filed the treason charge was 10 February. They may try to backdate it, but that's when it went. They got pictures. It was in the press. I covered it 3 weeks ago. I covered it. That's why this news story was confusing. That was 10 February. The executive order was 7 February. And they didn't go to the States until the end of February. So there's some fudging going on there. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. You're saying the treason charge preceded. You're right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry, Afrikaner boy. It did proceed. I thought you were saying it preceded them coming here. Yeah. No, it's all BS. It's all BS. They're trying to blame them for the executive order when they hadn't even been here. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. I'm getting confused there. Yeah, no, what I said is factually true, but I'm confusing what you said. No, the treason charge predates their trip to America, so how can it even be true? Where do you stay and where there aren't tornadoes? Well, I stay in central Pennsylvania. Gina Kalitz, thank you for subscribing. I'm in central Pennsylvania, is Andrea DeBeer, and there are tornadoes here. It's a very rare event. Ohio gets tornadoes. But there aren't tornadoes in most of America. They're prone in certain areas because of the climatic conditions and the terrain. But you can get tornadoes anywhere. But we don't tend to have them here. World does not need USA to keep Russia and China in check. Well, I disagree. Matthew is a Stormers fan, but I chose to be awesome to support a proper team. The Sharks. Matthew is 35 Rand Super Chat. Thank you for that, Matthew. The reformed leftist South African term. Draatsitter. Yeah, there you go. Fence sitters. I understand that, but try and explain that to a person who wants to believe otherwise. What's that, Malbor? Explain what, man? I'm behind now. Sorry. Evan Kokomar, welcome to you. What did Christian ask about? I joined the bit late this morning and picked up the news threads about farmers' family invited to U.S. The process starts meeting your thoughts on this. Many of us aren't farmers anymore. Well, yeah, okay, that's a different thing. My thoughts on it, it's going to be a separate program. And I don't know how it's done legally, so I have to wait and see. That one, I don't know. I don't know what Trump's going on about. I don't know how he can do it legally. I'm not saying he can't do it. I just say I don't know. Immigration law is very complicated, and there's a lot of latitude for the executive branch, so maybe he's got the ability to do it. Xander H. says, Texas have tornado. Well, Ohio has tornadoes too, but those places have definite seasons. Basically, the Midwest. Why do stormers make great magicians? Because they're used to watching leads disappear. Oh, you slay me, sir. Will Georgia be okay, or do they have many tropical storms? You get tropical storms coming up from the Gulf and up the Atlantic, so you get them in Georgia. But Georgia is very hot, very humid, and anything near Atlanta is a disaster. The rest of the state's pretty cool. Okay? 15 minutes to load shedding. Oh, ANC and Dems are so much the same. Yeah. Tony Seif just subscribed. Let me see how we're doing. Did we get to 53,000 yet? Ooh, we're so close. We need 26 more subscribers to get to 54,000. I'm sorry, I said 53. And we have 900 members, paying members on the channel. That is awesome. This Sunday, I will do a members stream like I did last week, but it won't be introducing myself to everybody. It'll be maybe a call-in. My moderators jumped the gun last time. It might be a call-in. We'll see. So Let me just save this really quickly here. All right, so cool beans. All righty. Okay. All right. Best way to find out if someone is brain dead, leftist gremlin, they get offended on behalf of other races. Yeah, exactly. Shireen, how's it going, Doc? How you doing down there? Talk about KZN. Anita Herber, the program now for farmers is perfect. They're feeding the people and taking that away from ANC. Okay. Eddie van der Westhuizen. Can we build a world-class rugby team? Probably. Certainly hope that Trump is referring to BE policies when he says the terrible things. No, he's talking about the rapes, the murders, the BEE, the 100-plus racist laws, all of that. He's talking about all of that. It took $1 billion to take Israel to ICC. They just met with Iran, so another billion's incoming. All right, Rentia, see you later. Yeah, what time is it now? It's almost 1 o'clock here. Okay. Saw that as acting like one of those tiny dogs making a lot of bark, but has no bite. Exactly. Vanna, wondering if you have had the Paul who has been victims of farm attacks. Huh? Poll. Oh, a poll, Paul. Vivian Hussein, thank you. Have I had a poll? Yeah, we've done those in the past, but I haven't done it tonight, no. 33 is in the Free State. I still can't support the cheetahs. Oh, that's interesting, Peaky. I agree with ANC on the ICJ case, but they have no idea how to run a country. Well, they're wrong, Jonathan, and so are you on the ICJ case. If you want to complain that Israel is doing something inappropriate, that's a valid claim. But you want to take them to court for genocide, it doesn't meet the definition of genocide. There's a legal definition. It's recognized internationally. This is a malicious lawsuit meant to anti-Semitically attack Jews. And I don't want to hear the, well, Muslims are also Semites, people from the Middle East. True, but the term is associated primarily with Jews, and people who hate Jews are called anti-Semites. But then, to be fair, I find it funny when people say homophobes. I'm not afraid of homosexuals. Who's afraid of homosexuals? It's just crazy. But I have coined a new phrase, and that is the homo sapien phobes. Homo sapien phobes, that's the left. And there's another super chat from Flying Boar. Oh, that's the one for Zambia. I already read that, okay? Have you or will you have a discussion with Willem Petzer? Well, Meisy Kind Furi, yes. Willem Petzer came on my program 5 years ago, but only after I went on his program. He demanded, and then 5 minutes later came my program, which really wasn't helpful. All the people that went on his program, and he got a bunch of viewers because I was on there, they didn't necessarily come to my channel. My viewers went to his channel, and I gained no subscribers from it, which is what I was trying to do in the early days of my channel. We had a conversation, and then I'm staying in touch with Willem Petzer. Not much, a lot more recently. So when he went off to that tax thing, the tax rebellion, I didn't really follow much. His channel was dormant for a few years. Now it's active, and he's picked up 27,000 subscribers in short order. So I'm not going to catch him. I was joking with him. So Willem Petzer invited me to come on his program last week, and then he didn't have any electricity. I was left hanging. Lights were out, but there was no power, so we didn't do it. And then he, like many South Africans, won't work on the weekend. I work all weekend. I do live streams. I interview people anytime. But I'm one of the few people that actually interview people weekend. All South Africans have to have their weekend. You got to have your vacations, your breaks. I work till I drop dead. So I work on the weekends, every weekend. It doesn't matter. It's just another day. Anyway, but so Willem said he wants me on the program, but I haven't heard back from him in a week. I've been busy with consulting, so I haven't gotten back to him. But yes, I've had him on the program, and I've been on his program, and I'd be happy to have him on, but I haven't heard back from him. So sent me an email. Okay, I'll have to check later on. Wait for April 7th. Oh, for the next tweet. Veritas, if I'm colored, is that one of the girlfriend thing? Good God, I'm way behind here. I'm going to jump. Tiny players, I'm requesting to join the WhatsApp group. Okay, well, let me go see if you got to the front of the queue. Okay. Okay, that group is full, so nothing there. Okay, 20 suddenly requested. Wow, a lot of people want to get in there. Somebody just got in. 2 got in. 3 got in. 4 got in. 5, 6, 7. 7 of you got in. Sorry about the rest. You can't get in. My recommendation is go join the Telegram group, but 7 people just got in. Okay. Yep, and it went in the order you applied. So if you were first, you got in. So 7 of you just got in that group. That's not a chat group, folks. That's only a group for me to post things that are related to what's going on and verifiable information. Okay, guys, I'm starting my own free-range chicken. Brett, I love there's a lot. What's this? Thanks a lot for the board quote. Oh, yeah. Resistance is futile. Thanks. Oh, from Western Cape. That's not the Garrett Fundamever that I know personally. All right, cool, Garrett. Just wanted to ask. We'll be able to make a show and give us an idea of what the environment's like in some of the states. Fiona, that's a lot of work for very little reward, and I have very little time. I'm happy to do it if I have lots of time, but I have very little time. I can consider it. I mean, I've done stuff. There's stuff on Colorado on my channel if you just got to look for it when I was in Colorado. There's stuff from Georgia when I was in Georgia on my channel. You just got to look for it. And also the other channel, at Real Chris Wyatt. You got to go check that one out too. There's stuff on here from all over Pennsylvania on the channel. So there's stuff on here. You got to look for it. By the way, shot at the mine. He was working at a strike. Jeez. Rugman says, in Durban, welcome for a bride. Well, thank you for that, but we typically meet out by the casino and meet up there. The bodies of an elderly American couple from a farm in Glen District were discovered on Saturday after they were brutally murdered Friday and then thrown into wells. Jesus. Oh, that's last year. Yeah, I remember that. I didn't know they were American, though. Okay. Not all Afrikaners are actually farmers, but all farmers speak Afrikaans. I hope that's not... Well, not all farmers do speak Afrikaans. That's not true. What's your take on DPP and Kamzat? What are you talking about, Christian? Most people in the world do not support Israel's genocide. Only 6 countries support them. Well, first off, the problem with that is most people in the world are pretty stupid, Jonathan. It's not genocide. There's no effort to wipe out the Arabs. The Arabs occupy all of North Africa and the Middle East. Plus, they've got tons of colonies in England, in Germany, in France, and in the USA. Arabs are in no danger of being wiped out by genocide. There's no effort for genocide of Arabs. That's bullshit. Total nonsense. And there's not even genocide against Palestinians. There's 2 million of them living in Israel. They're perfectly safe and fine. There are Palestinians living in the West Bank of the Jordan River, which is Judea. Perfectly fine. There are a couple million Palestinians living in Jordan. They're Arabs. They're at no risk of genocide. It's total nonsense. It doesn't meet the definition. If the world is too stupid to abide by the international norms that they agreed to, because it's inconvenient for them now, well, I can't help the world. Rugby says also for people that don't have DSTV, Chris really does a super job with the moment commentary and keeps the score on screen. Yep, thank you for that, Charmaine. I appreciate it. Third best rugby team decider today, England versus France. Ireland. Ireland will win that game. They're not looking strong, but they'll win it. You're welcome, Paul. My pleasure. Yes, some normal minorities who are outnumbered, and also some bad things happening. Tractor says there will always be South Afrikaners. Yes, there will always be Afrikaners in South Africa, regardless of how crazy it gets. Yep. I don't care for USC. Yeah, the Great Plains, that's correct, where they occur. If my sister lives in the UK and we go to the USA, how long will it take to visit that country? No, you can go anytime. Once you've got your residency card, so you can get back in the country, yeah. And you probably can go anytime right away. Yeah, don't listen to that Canadian who misled you intentionally, making it, you have a mark in your passport. You better think about this hard. People will ask you. You'll be grilled. Are you a refugee? Are you going back to South Africa? What does it matter if you live in America and you have permanent residency in America? Why would it matter if you're going back to South Africa? It isn't germane. The passport's valid. They can't strip you of your nationality or your citizenship, so it's a valid passport. And if they did strip you of it, the U.S. would issue some identity documents. Yeah, it's just, of course you can go to the UK. That's just silly that you can't. It's sad to see so many of my family members once again being forced into diaspora. Okay. All right. Take care, Estelle. Good morning. In 1985, I was fighting to protect country with swap hole coin, and now 40 years later, I have to leave my family safe. Very thing we're fighting. Fair point. Oh, well, no, Arctic, that's not true, because I had 2 mods tell people and share links saying it was a call-in. Not you, but 2 mods did that. They assumed. And that's why people were confused last week. I just mentioned I considered doing it. I never said it was going to be, and I didn't list it as a call-in. But a couple mods. And that's not a dig. It's just this is what happened. There was confusion. It happens. Get yourself one of those stick houses. Will Americans treat South Africans well? Of course they will. Why would you think it'd be anything else? Well, the DRC are a bunch of freaking scumbags. Why would they treat anybody well there? They're suffering miserably there. Marlboro's a great guy who lost a parent at 22, and I've known him all my life. He's a really crazy farmer. No formal education, but he's one of the best farmers I know. Well, I'm glad he came in here. Thank you for sharing that, Hotful Bikers. He came in hot and heavy, and so I fired back, and then we all calmed down, and he's added some nice stuff to the chat, and I'm really horrible to hear what happened to his family. If you can interview Miss Pless, we would like to know who was the first in South Africa. Huh? Who's Miss Pless? There are a bunch of YouTube channels that do videos on states, usually real estate. Yeah, you can find those. No, you can only watch my channel. There's a super chat from Philip Engelbrecht. 200 Rand, thank you for that. Appreciate what you do and grateful for finding your channel. Hope to have a beer with you sometime. Until then, maybe have a drought at Appalachian Brewing Company, Gettysburg on me. There's one there. There's also another on the Carlisle Pike, which is closer than that one. They take about the same amount of time to get to, because the Carlisle Pike I have to go back roads to get there, whereas I can go straight down the highway to Gettysburg. The problem is that I won't drink and drive. So the only way that'll happen is if you give me a ride or someone else is driving. One drop of alcohol and I won't get behind the wheel. They're deadly weapons and I treat them as such. Okay. Do you think the math's okay? All right. So folks, we're over 2 hours. Gika Talmula. Hey, you're very welcome. It's my pleasure. All right, guys. 495 likes. That's all we can do. Come on. You can do better than that. Come on. Hit the like button. Come on. Make it up. You want to do it? You want to do it? You want to do it? Go ahead. Do it.
That was easy.
Come on. Not a single person at the like button. Oh, wait. It's frozen. Maybe it's past that. We might be past the likes. Silly me. Hang on a second. The tab frozen. I didn't even notice it froze. That's very frustrating, YouTube. Are we at 54,000 yet? Ooh, we're 4 away from 54,000. We're so close. So close. Oh, we're over 500 likes. Okay, well, there you go. Silly me. Okay. 526, yeah. All right, guys. Have a good one. For those of you who go over to Rugby Ascendant, I'll see you there for the Sharks-Lions game in a little under 6 hours. I can't cover the rest of rugby. I would normally cover the Ireland-France game, but unfortunately I can't because I've got to attend a wake for a former commander of the Veterans Organization. Thank you so much. Be sure to hit the like button, and we'll catch you right back here tomorrow after all that stuff takes place. All righty. Thanks for being here, folks. Cheers.
Colonel Wyatt hits the screen, got stories bold and keen. Old soldier, sharp and mean, tells truths they've never seen. Rugby lover with a roar, Africa flowing in his core. YouTube rants they can't ignore, his passion makes his heart soar. Colonel Wyatt, hear his call, shining light through it all. Trolls may rise, but he'll stand tall. Subscribe now, don't miss the brawl. Military mind, keen and wise, truths come out, no disguise. South African skies, in his eyes, hear his voice, no surprise. Retired soldier with the fight, in the dark he brings the light. Angry rants, truths ignite, join the cause, join the ride. Colonel Wyatt, hear his call, shining light through it all. Trolls may rise, but he'll stand tall. Subscribe now, don't miss the brawl. Enemies knocked on his door, trolls attack, but he's more with each click. Watch him soar on the truth waves, he explodes. Colonel Wyatt, hear his call, shining light through it all. Trolls may rise, but he'll stand tall. Subscribe now, don't miss the brawl. Right now, don't miss the brawl.
Take a picture.
All right, so I was asked a question here, which has been asked many times. Somebody tuned in very late, and I would normally do this after I finished with the outro, but I will do it. However, it looks like Etienne disappeared. I answered less than a minute after Etienne asked this question. Are you still here, Etienne Schnar? If you're here, I'll answer your question. Someone did write it for me, Kathleen. It was written for me. They used artificial intelligence to produce it and put the keywords in and created it. So I'll give it a few more seconds here if Etienne is here, but I'm not going to sit here and give a 10 or 15 minute explanation when I need to get some sleep if the guy's not going to be here. So it was Etienne that asked the question, wasn't it? Okay, you're here. Okay, Etienne. All right, your question was about, just want to clarify, it's only South African farmers will get refugee status or Afrikaans-speaking Afrikaners. They're all going to be offered. Okay, it's okay that you missed Etienne. Thank you for hanging around. This is unusual. I do need to get some sleep. Okay, first off, whoever told you that the refugee program offer was for farmers is a liar. It's not for farmers. It's for Afrikaners who've suffered unjust racial discrimination. That's who qualifies. Now, I can't tell you what the United States is going to consider an Afrikaner. I suspect it's going to be broader than Afrikaners and be ethnic minorities, so coloreds, Indians, whites. We don't know. The president issued his executive order on the 7th of February, and he was very clear in his language, but he wasn't clear on what an Afrikaner is. So it's not about farmers. There's no mention of farmers anywhere in the executive order, not a single instance of farmer. Every News 24 report, every Independent Line report, every Daily Maverick, every Mail and Guardian, every ENCA, every Newsroom Africa, every SABC report, they're all lying frauds when they claim that it's for farmers. That's simply not the case. The report says nothing about it. Very clearly says countless government policies designed to dismantle equal opportunity, that affects everybody, in employment, education, and business, and hateful rhetoric and government actions fueling disproportionate violence against racially disfavored landowners. Low information morons interpreted landowners to mean farm owners. No. That's part of the group. That's not everyone. And that was the secondary clause. That was a subordinate clause in the sentence. See, the problem with people who don't know English, and I'm not talking about Afrikaners, I'm talking people who speak English, don't know how to read English properly, don't know how to write properly, is that was a subordinate clause. The subordinate clause came after those who've lost equal opportunity in employment, education, and business. Those aren't farmers. Those are other people. And then the directions in Section 4 on who qualifies for this program specifically states for Afrikaners in South Africa who are victims of unjust racial discrimination. Therefore, the refugee program, when it comes into existence as the direction given by the president, does not limit it to farmers. In fact, it doesn't even address farmers. Farmers are not mentioned in there. It includes all Afrikaners who are victims of unjust racial discrimination. The question is, who's going to be an Afrikaner according to the U.S. government? It doesn't matter what you think an Afrikaner is. It doesn't matter what I think it is. It matters what the U.S. government thinks they are. So we have to wait, okay? That's the first thing. All right, the second part is he issued another tweet, Trump, Truth Social today. He put this out, and people running around going, oh, it's only for single people. Well, that's horse manure. That's juvenile analysis for people that don't know how to interpret things. And then he does appear to make an offer to farmers specifically, one of more urgency than the refugee program, which is still not released. And this would be separate. He says how bad South Africa is, all these things happening, confiscation of land and farms, and land is being confiscated. Sosjeho, in Polokwane, East London in the Eastern Cape, and also in Joburg, land has been seized by people illegally and has not been returned to the owners. So land is being confiscated, just not by the state. Not yet. Then all that aside, he says to go a step further, any farmer with family from South Africa seeking to flee that country for reasons of safety. In other words, like we just said, Malbore's wife and 10-year-old daughter were raped. He's not interested in leaving South Africa. That's fine. But anyone else that's happened to, that will work for you. You will be invited into the United States with rapid pathway to citizenship. Well, normal pathway to citizenship is 7 to 10 years. For refugees who come here under the Refugee Resettlement Program, it's usually 5 years. For those who join the U.S. military and serve honorably, it's 3 years. I don't know what this means. I don't know how the law applies here, and I don't think anyone can tell you that. Maybe an attorney can. This process will begin immediately. So I believe that we're talking about a second offer, a second program unrelated to the refugee program. The refugee program is not for farmers. It's for Afrikaners, yet to be defined. I hope that answers the question. Did we get to 54,000? Let's see. 53,996. 54,008. Wow, I missed it. Went right past it. Yep. That must mean my latest videos are doing pretty well. Okay, cool beans. Yeah, so does that answer your question? I hope it does. I mean, that's the most honest answer you're going to get from anybody. Not a bullshit answer, but a factual answer. I hope that was helpful to you, Etienne Schnar. Okay? You have 142 laws against you. You're included. Exactly, Anton Mulder. Exactly. You were so glad when you reached 50,000 climbing quickly. Well, it's not climbing that quickly, Mareki. I was. 50,000 was a big goal. Next is I wanted to shoot for 75,000, but I may have to trim my expectations to 60,000. But no, it's slowed down considerably since that 2-week surge because YouTube is not informing people. Folks, if you want to be a subscriber to this channel, subscribe to it. Please do that. Like Sargis de Villiers just did. Make sure you select all notifications and you have it turned on your mobile device because half of you use a mobile device. So that you get the notifications from the app. And then you should join one of the WhatsApp groups, not the refugee groups, but one of the other ones because all the videos are posted there, or a Telegram group. All right? Or go to my Twitter account where all the videos are posted. And that's WMW Chris, CHRIS on Twitter. WMW Chris. Whiskey, Mike, Whiskey, Charlie, Hotel, Romeo, India, Sierra. All right? That's it, guys. All right, I'm going to bed. I answered Etienne's question, hopefully to his satisfaction. Okay? All righty. Cheers.